AM 1260 KLYC. Thank you for joining us this year for sports. Tonight, we will enjoy the last regular season game of the year. Thank you for listening. Tonight's contest, Century at McMinnville. And we want to thank our sponsors this year, Davison Auto Parts, J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, Macy & Sons, Golden Valley, First Federal, and Les Schwab Tire Center. And now to the game, Brian Erickson and company for tonight's contest, Century at McMinnville on AM 1260 KLYC.
All righty, thank you very much, Dave. As we are here from McMinnville High School to get ready for tonight's action. It is homecoming. It's going to be a very interesting night tonight. Great weather, nice and chilly, getting a little bit cool in the 50s right now. Could get into the mid to upper 40s by the end of the game. But it's going to pit a game, Jeff, of two teams, I would say going in the same direction, really.
But not the right direction.
They're not in the right direction. McMinnville struggled as of late. So is Century. What do we expect to see here tonight?
Well, Brian, you do have two teams here in the bottom of the league, and both these teams look like they're heading towards the dreaded playing game, which means they're going to be playing next Friday night. For McMinnville, though, a chance to right the ship, so to speak, is it is senior night here at home, and you look down on the field right now, there are a lot of seniors on this team that we're going to be saying goodbye to tonight in the final regular season game of their careers here at McMinnville High School. McMinnville's going to need to get their running game going, Brian, quite honestly. They need to get their wing T offense rumbling and going down the field. We need to see Gage Gabrut have a good night tonight. Tanner Scannion, Zach Silver, Zachary Rhodes, all in that backfield need to really do a good job, Brian. I know that several of the players on the McMinnville team are dinged up. They're going to have to overcome some of that adversity that they're facing right now as the season comes to a close.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is injuries, Jeff. You talked about it. Rhodes, still iffy if he's going to be playing tonight. Cameron Markham, injured a little bit. He's iffy. There's a lot of dinged-up players on this team. How they come back and make it right is going to be very, very interesting, as you said. But you look down there, this is a very senior-laden team. It bodes interesting for tonight's game, but these are a bunch of guys who, hey, this is our night. We're going to play up to see what we can do, and they hopefully will do something special tonight.
Well, they really need to do something special tonight, Brian, as this is it. This is where you lay it all on the field, and tonight, depending on how you play and what position you end up in the playoff game, could determine whether or not you have another home game next week if you end up playing in that play-in round. And by all intents and purposes, it really does look like McMinnville will be in that play-in round, and that makes it harder. Of course, you're going to go up against a team from another league that also is in the play-in round again, so usually it's a equally matched type of game. But the next week, you're usually faced with a much tougher opponent in one of the seeded teams in the state playoff system.
Yeah, and that's going to be very interesting as we get down to the nitty-gritty, and we'll start getting down to that nitty-gritty tonight. We'll kind of know what's going on. Newburgh, they pretty much are the master of their own destiny. If they can defeat Hillsborough tonight, which a game you can hear on AM 1260, or excuse me, KLYC.us and also OregonPulse.com. If they can do that, then they make it to the playoffs. If they don't get the job done, it allows a team like Century or McMinnville to squeak in there. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll know towards the end of this game. We'll give you scores from around tonight and see where it's all going to lay out. But odds on favor is Newburgh is going to make it because they're playing a Hillsborough team that has struggled.
Way struggled, Brian. I think they have one win this year. So Newburgh has really been kind of the turnaround team of the year. If you asked me at the beginning of the season, a 5-4 season was possible, I would have said, probably not based on past experience. But you were right, Brian. TJ Tomlin has got that team playing with the help of his dad coming in to kind of shore up that defense. And their defense has been good. The second-ranked defense going into last week before, of course, they played Tigard and just got shellacked all over the field. But having given up the second fewest points in the league up until last week, their defense did impress me.
It's going to be an interesting night to see how that turns out here. And then we still have the 3A division. You've got Amity, Dayton, Willamina, Sheridan, and Yamhill Carlton playing in the 4A division. We'll keep you updated on scores from around those leagues as well. And just to let you know, after this, Jeff, we end up going and McMinnville probably will have at least a play-in game, if not a playoff. Same with Newburgh. But then after that, we also need to be realistic because there's some big teams in the 6A division. We've also got Dayton. We'll be following them. We'll be following any of the 3A schools that continue along in the playoffs. So make sure you keep it tuned here at AM 1260 KLYC. And we've got some advertising opportunities as well. If you want to call Dave at the station, you can give him a call at 472-1260, and he can help you out. So lots going on. It's a fun time. It's football. It's excitement, and we've got it all here on AM 1260 KLYC, also on KLYC.us and OregonPulse.com. Don't go away. We've got more of the pregame show coming up on AM 1260 after this 2-minute timeout.
What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal. We're here for you. High school sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road. There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County. If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville.
And there is our national anthem here in AM 1260 KLYC. And glad to have you here as we are back here at the stadium as we're getting ready for tonight's kickoff. There's no coach to show per se tonight, Jeff. I was down there on the field talking to Coach McGurven and Coach Hill. And the one thing they said is there's some not major injuries, just a lot of dings and scrapes and bruises, best way to put it. But a lot of teams are getting those this time of year, right?
Right, and this is this is kind of the time of year that you expect it, Brian. Your 9th week, plus the 2 or 3 weeks that you've been practicing preseason, and it's been a long season, and players' bodies tend to start breaking down towards the end of the season. And you're right, you got to overcome those bumps and bruises, got to overcome the trials and tribulations that you're faced with on any given season, and that's one of the things that honestly, a school like McMinnville or Newburgh doesn't have the depth that a lot of other schools have, and it can really affect you towards the end of the season if you don't make it through unscathed.
We saw a lot of depth last week in Tigard and Newburgh, and they just keep rolling them out, and you don't get a lot of depth. It's going to change a little bit with the switch if everything stays the same with this McMinnville team going over to the Central Valley Conference and Newburgh going to wherever they're going to go, Three Rivers or whatever Portland area. It's going to be interesting. How is that going to affect everything?
Well, you've got the bigger schools in Salem, and you talk about some of the big ones there right now. Sprague and Sprague and West Salem both have lots of depth. Of course, this year South down a little bit. McKay and McNary, McKay really hasn't, and North haven't been that good for a long time, and McNary, well, they've been off and on too. They've had some good players come through, but it's going to be a tough situation for McMinnville to go and play against those schools that have 2,000, 2,200 students. I know McMinnville's got quite a few students, but it just doesn't seem like they have the athletic base like a lot of these other schools have. But yes, they've had good players come through here. You think of a Spencer Payne, for instance, at running back. You think of Gage Gabrut, who's done a good job leading this team, McMinnville, to some wins. I think there was a little bit higher hopes for him this season coming in, that he would be able to do a little bit more than what they've been able to do. But, hey, you got to play the teams that you're faced with, and that's what McMinnville is ready to do tonight against this Century team that's going to be led on the field by their quarterback, kind of the main player there, Marcos Hernandez. He's a 5'8", 160-pound senior, and he's going to be looking to get things done for Bill Smith and the Century High School Jaguars.
Jaguars come out here tonight, and of course they've been up and down throughout the last few seasons anyway. The captains for McMinnville, Gage Gabrut, of course, the quarterback. He is going out there in his senior year. Garrett Adams is also out there, Nash Luttrell, and Grant Ribedo. And Jeff, I think if one game this McMinnville team is going to get up for, is going to be senior night tonight, with most of their team are seniors. Looking on the far side of the field, you see Century. We talked about depth. I'm thinking maybe they don't have their whole team out there yet.
Well, they do, Brian, actually. So, yeah, depth could be an issue for them tonight, and that could be one of the reasons why they're struggling, as looks like McMinnville has. Well, I guess I thought they had tossed the coin, but not really. But, yeah, you look over there, there's maybe 30 players on this Century team that they brought in for tonight's game. So you're going to see a lot of players for both teams playing a lot of positions tonight.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how it all comes out. Let's check out the Pacific Conference. Other games in the Pacific Conference tonight. Tualatin is at Glencoe. You're looking at an interesting game there. Interesting to see. Really, I think Glencoe could pull out the victory there. Forest Grove is at Tigard. It's at Forest Grove. It's going to be all Tigard tonight. Newburgh is at Hare Field taking on Hillsboro. The only thing Hillsboro has for it going is really being a home game at Hare Field. And then, of course, McMinnville Century here tonight. The Grizzlies come out there in their red uniforms with their black helmets, and Century in their white uniforms and black pants as we get ready to go. And you're more than welcome to all the old notes. We're just having a good time here tonight, and right now the Grizzlies in the right end zone, kneeling down there as they get ready to come over here to the sideline as we get ready for action just moments away. And, Jeff, we've got our officials for tonight. Looking at it, the referee is Jerry Robinson. The umpire is Jason Horton. The linesman for tonight is Clyde Psyche, and Dave Dyer is the line judge, and the back judge is Brian Robinson for tonight's action. And, Jeff, key tonight for McMinnville, what do they have to do in this ball game to come out with a victory?
We need to see some ball control offense tonight from Robin Hill's team. Brian Gage Gabrut needs to get some long, sustained drives, kind of keep the balls out of the hands of Century, and then have the defense kind of dominate and take over throughout the game, maybe get a turnover here and there, and it could be a very successful night for McMinnville.
Hey, Brian.
I would be surprised to see is Century team changes things up. They like to come out and they like to play formations. You'll see a lot of very deliberate formations by the Century team. You'll know what they're going to do. They like to do the fly sweep. It's all going to be their quarterback. That's where they're going to have to base it around.
Yep, and Marcos Hernandez is that quarterback, Brian. A little tiny guy, 5'8", 160. Going to assume he's got some pretty good speed, though. Makes the right decisions. That's why he's in there.
All righty, we are getting ready for the kickoff here for tonight's game. Jacob Bannister, the senior, will do the kicking duties as usual, as the Grizzlies will be kicking from our right. They'll be kicking it to the left side of the radio dial.
Hey, well, we'll return to the game here in just a moment. We got this update from the McMinnville Police Department that we want to share with you right now. They're needing your help locating a missing, endangered man in McMinnville. Last seen at about 3:45 this afternoon. More to the game in just a moment. He was seen on foot in the area of Michael Book Lane and 19th Street in McMinnville. Subject is reported as suffering from an unknown mental disorder, not able to care for himself. If you've seen this person today, call 911 immediately. Please don't approach the subject. He's described as 25-year-old black male, 6'2", about 230 pounds, short, curly black hair with brown eyes. Person was last known wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and black shoes. Subject's name is Isaiah L. Haywood. Isaiah L. Hayward. If you have any questions or if you've seen this person, call the McMinnville Police Department. Now back to the game.
Going forward is the quarterback, and that's Marcos Hernandez. We're going to see a lot of Marcos Hernandez tonight.
Well, 6 yards on the run. He just faked the belly dive right up the middle and then follow the running back out to the right side and pick up 6. Nice play. I did notice, though, I was looking through the binoculars because the numbers are a little bit hard to read. Ball was bobbled at the snap there a little bit by the quarterback.
They run an offense, if you're familiar with like Oregon, they'll run that just a lot slower. As Hernandez rolls to the left, throws to the left, has a receiver, big tight end. It is caught. That's Zach Allen, and Allen is going to be pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down to the 32-yard line.
Well, just a quick out there, Brian. Get him out into space and make a quick throw. They moved Hernandez kind of off to the left, moving with the moving pocket, and he fires it out there for another 6-yard pass gain that time and a first down.
All righty. Over here on the near side, you've got Spencer Erickson and Kenton Della, and the handoff going to the back and just going forward for a short gain. Looks like that'd be Daniel Hernandez. And Daniel Hernandez, the senior, got a gain of about 2 to make it 2nd and 8. Good job there on the defensive line. Garrett Adams with the stop there for the Grizzlies. 11 minutes to go. We played one here from McMinnville High School. Beautiful night. If you have nothing else to do, come on down, bring your radio, and you can tune in as we get ready here in shotgun formation. And here goes a little misdirection, and it's going to be Hernandez with the keeper. Goes across the 40, 45, 50 into Grizzly territory. Stiff arm out of bounds. Cameron Markham pushing him out of bounds, but not before he had a big, big gain there, Jeff. Almost, 17, 18 yards?
17 yards, Brian, is what I got him for, and he is fast. He's tiny, and he is fast, Brian. Easy to lose him in the background as Century already up on the line of scrimmage, ready to go. And you talked about a similar offense to Oregon, man. They are running quick.
Hand the ball off. It's Oscar Rojas, the junior, hits it, and he is spun down, but not before he picked up 3 yards to the 46-yard line.
And again, right back on the ball, ready to go.
Shotgun formation, Grizzlies, they're trying to get somebody to key in on the quarterback. Rojas gets it again. He's hit and then dropped down, but not before he gets to the 43-yard line. And they are trying to mix this up and trying to get this game sped up and just get the action going against this Grizzly defense right now.
Yeah, the officials are going to earn their money tonight, Brian, moving up and down the field with this offense on the field.
Hernandez, shotgun formation. Rojas back in formation, and the handoff's going to go to the up back, and go, puts his shoulder down and lowers it and keeps going, and he gets a first down and more, but the flag comes flying in, and I believe that was Christian Gutierrez Treat with the run, but it's going to be negated, and looks to be a hold against the Century Jaguars.
That was a tough run.
Yes,
Brian.
it was.
Gutierrez Treat is a 5'8", 150-pound running back, and he looked a lot bigger on that run as he was definitely running downhill, lowered the shoulder, and blew over a couple McMinnville players, but the holding penalty is going to negate that first down run.
Grant Rubedo is coming out of the ball game. I wasn't sure if he's the one that got the pretty much the hit on that, but he is out. He's taken off his helmet, shooken up just a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Third down and 15, ball back on the Jaguar 46. High snap, but rolling with it to the left is Hernandez. He's going to stop on a dime, cut back, going to cut up the middle. He's hit once, hit twice, finally taken down. A lot of running for 4 yards as he gets just, they're going to say, just outside the 49, close to the center stripe, and going to bring up fourth down.
Well, that was a great job in the secondary that time by McMinnville. Obviously a designed pass play, and they were able to keep the pass from being made. I was a little bit worried initially that Hernandez was going to have some room here on the right side, but good contained by McMinnville to force the punt.
Punter's back at the 35-yard line, and getting it off is Tyson Hopkins. It bounces at the 22, bounces a little bit further, Jaguar way down to the 16-yard line, and that's where the Grizzlies will take over their first possession. 9:06 to go in the first quarter. Jeff, for all that action, all the missed tackles, and really just the misdirection, I think that first possession went really well for the defense.
Very successful. A couple big plays given up by him, but when it counted, the defense came through. And, of course, that holding penalty also negated a first down run, so that kind of put them behind the sticks now as Gage Gabrud comes up at their own 16-yard line, first possession of the game.
Gabrud under center. He draws back, looks, he's got pressure, he's going to be flushed out, he's got to hurry up, he's got to get rid of it, and he just flings it forward before he's taken down in the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Gabrud, well, smartly, I think, got rid of it, and now they're going to say a flag comes in late.
Intentional grounding is going to be my guess, Brian. There was no wide receiver in the area. There was an offense intentional grounding, and that's going to be close to whether it was in the end zone. If that's in the end zone, that is a safety.
It's going to be very, I don't know if he was kind of hanging over it. The officials are discussing it, and we're going to get a call here shortly from Jerry Robinson, but they are going to call it against McMinnville, grounding, and it is going to be moved back.
And that's the killer on that is loss of down. They're going to put the ball at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's probably the only thing good about that right there. And they are going to mark it at the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up second down now and 21. And handoff going to go to the up back and going forward for a short gain. And
it's going to be Tanner Scanlon on that one. Yep.
All right, Scanlon with the run, trying to see it from this distance. The Grizzlies in their red uniforms with the white numbers, much easier to see than the white uniforms and the silvery numbers of Century, but they're on the furthest side of the field from us as they get ready. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. First possession here for the Grizzlies. And Gabrud, shotgun formation. Blitz going to be shown by Century. They're going to do it. We'll see. Nate went in motion on the far side. Bad snap high, and it's going to go out of the end zone. It's going to be a safety, and just like that, Century is on the board here in the first inning, 2-0.
Well, that is just disappointing right there, Brian, as that is not the way you want to start the football game, is to go backwards.
It's football, huh?
You lost 16 yards.
Yeah, it's a tough one, Jeff. Can you snap it in there? I know it's not the inning, it's the quarter, but it is a 2-0 score.
Well, I'm thinking World Series.
Yeah, there you go. But the snap was high, the snap was bad, and really not much you can do after that goes over your head, because if you try to play around with it, it can be worse than the safety.
Right.
So it does make it the first score for Century, and they will be receiving the free kick now. And, Jeff, your defense stands up to the test the first time. Offense didn't.
Not so much. And the bummer about the safety is, Brian, that Century's going to get the ball pretty good position here because you get the free kick from the 20-yard line. So you're going to punt or you're going to go with the tee here. Kind of some coaches will do one thing, some will do the other. But you've got to figure Century's going to get the ball probably somewhere near their 50-yard line to start this drive, and short fields are tough to defend.
They're going to come up here now, and we'll see if they can figure it out. And it's like they are going to put it down at the 20-yard line, and they will kick from there. And really, I think it's a good thing for McMinnville. They've got a kicker in Bannister who can boot the ball pretty well, and Bannister does. and it's going to be a long kick, and it's going to hit at about the 25-yard line, and then bounce out of bounds at the 22, and the official just takes the flag and drops it down right there. And, Jeff, it was a good idea. It just took the wrong bounce.
And I think they're going to make them re-kick, Brian.
Why not?
Yeah, well, normally you'd get the ball 30 yards from the kick spot, which would be the 50-yard line. But I think they're going to back them up to 5 yards and make them kick and hope for a even better field position.
So let's show a live score for you. Jesuit is leading at home against Beaverton, 7-0, and Central Catholic also leading 7-0 early against Centennial. Our score here is Century 2, Grizzlies nothing. I won't make the first inning joke anymore. I know. I thought it was good, but yeah, it is World Series time. All righty, here we go. Bannister once again. Actually, they're going to now punt it off, and it's going to be Gabrud with the punt. Nice high kick, and it is taken at a 33-yard line. That's the 40, 45, 50, and then down into Grizzly territory at the 49-yard line. And that was Catandela with the run. And now, can the defense step up here on Century's second possession?
Well, that was a beautiful punt, and basically the same net as that.
Right.
Taking the penalty, Brian, except you never know. There was a pretty big wide open in the middle of the field, but somebody diced through there. McMinnville's defense does really need to step up and keep Hernandez from doing what he looks like he can do best, and that's run with the ball.
Carlos Trujillo over on the far side, and they throw across the center here. Almost intercepted. Pass intended here on the quick slant to Erickson, and it's incomplete. The only guy right there was Nathan Clevenger, and he almost got his mitts on it.
That would have been big. Turnover early in the ballgame after your initial safety that you gave up, that would have been huge.
It would have been very interesting if Clevenger could have come up with that, but that thing was a rocket. And we talked about this Century team. They like to focus on their quarterback, and he's going to be the key to this as we have a timeout, as one of the Grizzlies may have a equipment or some blood timeout. That's Scanlon who's going to come out, and he's got a little bit of blood on his elbow, so they're going to try to fix that up and get him back in there. Meantime, here we go. Pitch over on the far side. Not a smart pitch, and going over there and trying to make it as Rojas. Rojas is hit once, and a flag comes flying in. Rojas did not get very far. May have got back to the line of scrimmage. Good job there defensively by the Grizzlies. And the backside, Colton Height with the speed did get him on the backside. We've got an injured Century player down, unfortunately, Jeff, with 7:52 to go in the first quarter.
Spencer Erickson, the wide receiver, the 6'2", 165-pound wide receiver, really grabbing that ankle, Brian, struggling to even make it a couple feet before he finally gets down on the ground to let the trainers come out, and they are going to accept the penalty. The defense did a great job stringing that thing out. They're going to accept the illegal block in the back and back Century up, and that's a good thing. Both teams right now really struggling to put points or any yardage on the scoreboard, which really doesn't matter if you put yardage on the scoreboard, but in the stat column, I guess, is what I should say.
As they are going to help him get off the field, Erickson, and hopefully he's going to be okay. And, of course, Robert Hussman is here from the News Register. And, Jeff, he did pass along this that we might want to remember. Auburn, Mississippi State played a 3-2 game in 2009.
Sweet. I can only hope we have one of those type of games tonight.
It is 2-0, 7:48 to go. Here comes Century, rolling to the right, looking and throwing here on the near side. It is incomplete, intended for Daniel Hernandez. The pass there by the quarterback just a little bit on the backside. Marcos Hernandez tried to get it to him, and Marcos Hernandez has really impressed me. But he hasn't been perfect on his passes yet. That one, though, just a little bit behind the receiver.
Yep, one of three to start the game, Brian. He also is very fleet of foot. He's already got 26 yards on 3 carries. I'm not sure why he doesn't run a little bit more.
Trips here on the near side for the Jaguars, and then rolling, going to throw it back and incomplete. They had a good idea there, just the execution wasn't there. Oscar Rojas was the intended receiver, and Hernandez just bounced it to him by about 5 yards.
Well, it's hard to throw the ball when you're throwing off your back feet, falling away like Hernandez was right there, and it looked like he rushed it a little bit. They had 3 receivers here trying to run off on the near side, all the players, and then go to the back side with the screen, and, well, only the ground was going to catch that ball.
You are correct. As the punting team comes on, and the punt is going to be to the right side, and it's going to take a bounce, a century bounce, and it's going to go, and finally down there by Cantondela, and McMinnville will take over at about the 24, 23-yard line with 7:25 to go here in the first quarter. Our score is Century 2, McMinnville nothing. Just want to remind you that next week is the play-in games. We'll keep you updated tonight. We'll let you know what's going on. So as we get a Newburgh score, Hillsborough score, we'll let you know. We'll have a little more idea of where McMinnville will be playing next week, or when they'll be playing, I should say, if they'll be playing, as we have flags going, as there's a bad snap, another one, but flags come flying in, and we'll see if that's a delay of game, it looks like. Play-in games next week, 3A division, where we've got all the other teams around Yamhill County. They'll play one more week of the regular season, and then they will start their playoffs the season or the week after that. Well, Jeff, it's going to go against McMinnville, and it's going to bring up 1st and 15 now. Ball at the 19-yard line.
I think the center thought it was on 1, and everybody else thought it was on 2, I think.
Here we go, a little misdirection, and still misdirected as they hand it up. Looks like it's going to go to Zach Silver, and Silver may have gained a yard back to about maybe 2 to the 21-yard line. Interesting, both teams kind of having a hard time getting into the game tonight.
You would think that McMinnville would be all hyped up, Brian, because of his senior night, but so far they have more penalty yards than they do offensive total yards.
And that's not a good thing.
No.
Nate Wynn on the far side, snaps a little bit high, but DeBrew gets it, throws across the center. It is caught there. Is that Colton Height with the, we know that's Grant Rubedo, and he gets it, and a good job of holding on to the ball, and enough for a first down to the 34-yard line, just inside the 35. Great pass there and great reception.
Well, it was right on target, and Rubedo went up, made the nice catch, and was tackled. But more importantly, that's a first down, and that gets your offense a little confidence, Brian.
All righty, went in motion, and they're going to pitch it in the back, and there's a huge hit in the backfield, and maybe just getting a little bit and then squirming on the ground quite a bit. There is Christian Medina. Medina, when you want the fullback in there, you don't see a lot of fullback use anymore, but Medina comes in there and just pounds it, and he laid a hit and took a hit at the same time. Gained 2.
That was a nice job of staying home by the defensive side of the football on this side, because there was something brewing there on that play if he'd gotten by there.
Silver and Medina in the backfield, play action pass, rolling to the right side, and it's a bad pass there to Rubedo, and he threw it in traffic, and Rubedo tried to get onto it, but there's so many hands in there, I don't think it got touched. It's just awkward trying to catch the ball when all these hands are flying around. Incomplete, going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, Rubedo looks so big against number 24, Jalen Martis, the cornerback on that side, 5'7", 170-pounder. When you look at Rubedo, he's 6'3", 205, and I'm not sure how that ball got between from the quarterback to the wide receiver there, because the little guy was in front of him.
Rolling off to the right, blitz, Gabrud throws it, has a receiver, he bounces it to him, incomplete. Good call by the side judge over there. He just bounced it to him, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And 2 teams, 2 possessions, and 2 points on the board.
Not a lot of offense going on right now, Brian.
That Auburn, Mississippi State score looks really good right now, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, my goodness.
5:51 to go in the first quarter. I thought you were going to say, whoa, Nelly.
Nope.
Okay.
No, we'll leave that for later.
All righty. We've got Gabrud back to punt. Snap is okay. 22-yard line's where he stands.
Wow.
High end-over-end kick is going to bounce, and it takes a century bounce, but picking it up back at the 36-yard line looks to be Darby Ramos, and Ramos gets it, and they're going to mark him at the 37.5-yard line, and that's where Century will take over the ball with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Glad to have you listening here to AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville here on this Friday night. Just a reminder, you can listen to us also on the web at KLYC.us, also OregonPulse.com, and if you want to check out the Newburgh-Hillsborough game, you can find it there as well. Here we go in this direction, and it's going to be handoff and going, and they're still fighting for the ball. Looks like it may be a hit. I think that was Christian Gutierrez Treat who got the ball. And it looks like one of the Grizzlies was fighting for that, Rubedo, who was down there. But they're going to say it's a 4-yard gain to the 43-yard line. Shotgun formation, trips over on the far side for the Jaguars. In motion is Allen. And here we go, and up the field, and another 3-yard gain to about the 46-yard line as they unstack the pile. And
just a little quarterback keeper that time, Brian. Fake it to the back, moving across the position, and then think you give him 3, and then they move him back a yard. So
Marcos Hernandez,
yes.
5'8".
A little hard to keep track of.
I don't think he's 5'8".
Yeah.
5'6", more like. Shotgun formation for Hernandez, though. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2, and we've got movement, we've got flags, and I think they're going to be moving on back.
Yep, and instead of 3rd and 3.5, it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Got to say, so far this has been one of the most awkward first quarters we've seen in a while. Both teams struggling to get into it. I know I said it a couple times already, but penalties on both sides have been part of the reason.
They have, and we can only hope that it gets better, Brian, because we could be in for a long, long night if it doesn't.
All righty, it's 3rd down and 9 now. Ball's on the 40-yard line. They got to get to 40, so let's call it 3rd down and 8. Shotgun formation. Grizzlies, they showed blitz and throw across the center. It is caught. It's going to be a 1st down and taken down inside the 40-yard line. Nice catch there by Daniel Hernandez, and a nice pass there by Marcos Hernandez.
21 yards on the pass play, Brian, and Hernandez able to use his speed to get out in front of the cornerback and make a nice catch on a well-thrown ball.
All righty, here we go. Hernandez, he's going to go. Quarterback keeper, going to cut it up the middle. He's hit once, he's hit twice, and taken down, but not before he got a nice gain to the 32-yard line.
Well, 7 yards there, a little too easy now for this team. And McMinnville looking a little bit tired, Brian, even early on in this quarter.
And trips, bad snap, but picking it right back up, and then going forward is Rojas. Rojas gets hit, but he's going to be close to a 1st down. Had to get just past the 29, and it's going to be right. Oh, they're going to mark him back closer to the 30-yard line. So once again, moving the ball backwards. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 with 3:44 and counting here in the first quarter. Once again, our score is Century 2, McMinnville 0.
Yes, and this is a football game. You're not listening to
early preseason baseball or late preseason baseball, as we have flags come flying in from the back judge, and it's going to go against Century and move it on back. So all I can say is this first quarter has seemed like it's taken a Century, as both teams struggling so far in this ball game. But if you're Coach Hill, you've got to be okay with it, because you guys haven't got on track yet. You're expected to be, and you're only trailing 2-0.
Well, yeah. I cannot agree with you more. You can't be upset right now. Both teams are not playing well. But I tell you what, you mentioned it a little while ago, lots of formations, and we get this odd formation again here by Century.
Here they go. They're going to do a snap, and it's almost like a wildcat with your quarterback, and really nowhere to go is Hernandez. And he is dropped. I think it was Zach Silver on the takedown, and that's going to bring up 4th down. That was an interesting play call there by Century and head coach Bill Smith. Bring up 4th and 5 now. Ball at the 34, 2:55 and counting.
Well, I think you were going to go 4-down territory right there, Brian, no matter what, because a punt here is only going to net you 10 or 15 yards in all likelihood. So you go and you figure you got 2 downs to get that 7 yards.
But the way this defense, offense for McMinnville has been playing, you might want to do that. They're going to go a little misdirection. His handoff breaks 1 tackle and then hit. They're not going to get it. Good job defensively. Christian Medina in on the play. I think that was Nate Wint also in with the tackle. And really, Gutierrez-Treat couldn't find anywhere to go, and he comes up hobbling. Looks like he's kind of limping on his left foot. He's going to come out there, Jeff. The defense, they stopped him.
They did, and they kind of did took a little bit of play from the playbook of McMinnville, kind of a inside fake, get the defense moving one way, and then bring Gutierrez treat back the other way, looking for some misdirection, and the defense did a great job staying home and making the tackle for a 1-yard gain, but more importantly, ball's turned over to McMinnville.
All right, here come the Grizzlies once again, trailing 2-0 with 2:33 to go in the first quarter. High snap once again. Gabrud comes up with it, though. He's got pressure. Goes across center, has a receiver. It is caught there at about the 30-yard line, and the catch is going to be, they're going to say he did catch it. It's Cameron Fox who came up with the reception. A little hesitancy by the official there, so we waited, but a nice job of Fox to come up with a bullet there, really, by Gabrud.
34 yards on the perfect strike, Brian. Actually, it wasn't perfect because Fox had to spin back around to make the catch, but he did a great job of concentration. Tell you what, though, Brian, there's something going on with that center quarterback exchange, because that was another ball that almost went over the head of Gabrud.
Hand off to Silver, and Silver shines his way across the 30 down to the 26-yard line. I love it when you give me that look, Jeff. 2 minutes to go and counting. Century, they are leading 2-0 here in the first quarter, and the Grizzlies, though, on second down are trying to make something happen. The ball is at the 26-yard line. One receiver here on the near side, that's Cameron Fox. He's got single coverage. That ought to be something that Gabrud thinks about. And the handoff's going to go to Scanlon. Scanlon breaks one tackle. Then he has stood up at the 24-yard line before being taken down for a short gain. They will mark him inside the 24, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
Thought there initially he was going to have a little bit more room to run, but a nice job of closing in by that linebacker there on the near side, number 43. And he looks big from up here, that being Wilson Nguyen. Actually, he's only 5'9", 200 pounds, so not as big as he looks.
Went in motion. Gabrud under center. Hard count, trying to draw him off sides. Still going to stay at that hard count. And they finally snap it, and they get it here to Scanlon. He goes forward, breaks the tackle, and then he is rocked as it gets near the first down marker. Good job there with a big hit was Carlos Trujillo, and it's going to be awfully close enough where the officials are going to say, oh, they are going to say it is a first down. So they do mark them inside the 23, closer to the 22, and there's another first down for the Grizzlies. That was a hard hit there, Jeff.
It was a big hit, Brian, but Scanlon did a good job. It was starting to be strung out here to the near side as he was going down the field, but he saw a little time to cut upfield and was able to get the first down by about half a yard.
Went and Clevenger over on the far side. I believe Scanlon's over there with them as well. Trips, and it's going to be keeper by Gabrud. He goes forward, but not before he's being tripped up, though, by one of the linemen, and tripping him up there looked to have been Jose Toledo. And that's going to end the first quarter of play. It was an interesting first quarter, and it'll make it an interesting second quarter as well. Don't go away. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week here on AM 1260. Our score after one is Century 2, McMinnville nothing. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. We're back after this. I'm out.
And we're back to more of the game in just a moment. Again, this announcement from the McMinnville Police Department. They are looking for a missing endangered man, and we want to share that information with you right now. This information came to the police department at 3:45 this afternoon. This person's on foot in the area of, last seen in the area of Michael Book Lane and 19th Street in McMinnville. The man is reported as suffering from an unknown mental disorder and is not able to care for himself. If you've seen him today, please call 911 in McMinnville. Please do not approach the subject. The man is a 25-year-old black male, 6 foot 2 inches tall, about 230 pounds, short curly black hair, brown eyes, last known to be wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and black shoes. The person's name is Isaiah L. Haywood. If you've seen this person, please contact the McMinnville Police Department.
It will be an arduous journey of epic proportions, venturing out into the great unknown, exposed to the rugged, unforgiving elements, struggling for survival when...
So, you're going car camping for the weekend. Here at Les Schwab, we can get you travel ready in no time. That's because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free pre-trip safety checks and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
I could hug you.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
The officials are talking about it. Century does have the ball. Zach Silver had it. He tried to make something happen, maybe too much. Kind of got up in the air a little bit, Jeff, and that's when he got hit. Ball got knocked out and down onto the turf, and he gives it right back to Century.
Well, 13 yards on the pass play, Brian, but more importantly, you turn the ball over. These are the things that just drive you nuts as a coach. You're moving the ball, getting some breaks, making a couple big pass plays, 34-yard pass play, but then you carry the ball a little lackadaisical, and a hit from the side causes you to fumble the ball.
Makes it very, very interesting as they come out here now. And Century going from our left to our right here on the radio dial as we start the second quarter. Hernandez, he hands it off and going forward and spinning at about the 11-yard line looks to be Rojas. And Rojas with the run gets a gain of a couple yards. As they bring it back up here and just taking their time. You know, Century seemed to be going a little bit quicker in that first quarter. I think maybe they winded themselves out as well.
You would hope not, but you never know. They got really wide splits too along the offensive line, Brian.
Hernandez kicks it, and he throws a high pitch over on the far side, and it's going to be taken close to the first down. And we'll see who that was. Was that Daniel Hernandez who got it? Mm-hmm. And Hernandez got it and almost got taken down a little bit further back. They're going to give him a nice spot. It's going to be about a yard short, it looks like, of the first down. And a little scary there for Century because that pitch was not good. It was way up into the air, too, and a little bit dicey.
Well, Hernandez had to kind of jump as the ball was pitched to him from Hernandez to Hernandez. The ball a little high, like you mentioned, as they're on the snap right there, Brian, a little wobble at the quarterback, but he's able to get it into the hands of Rojas off the left side for the easy first down.
Cameron Markham coming up with the tackle, and once again, Jeff, it's this defense. You let them bend a little bit and not break. That's the important thing, but they can definitely do that, and that's if that's what you can do, then you'll be very, very happy. 10:36 and counting. And we've got flags coming in and pile of players all over the place. And it looks like it's going to be back against Century, and they will move it back. And they are going to move it back, way back to the 19-yard line, I guess, after the 5-yard penalty as they get ready to go. Just want to say hello to your lovely wife, Marcia, who's just told us she's listening. Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Marcia. And if you get home and you can't hear us anymore, we are on KLYC.us.
That is correct. As the handoff goes, and Rojas with the run, and he is hit hard and driven even backwards. They're going to give him forward momentum, of course, to the 21. Good job there once again defensively by the interior lineman of the Grizzlies.
Big play here, Brian, 2nd and 13. You want to keep them in this long distance because certainly they have not shown any propensity to be able to come up with big plays other than two, a 21-yard pass play and a 17-yard run. Other than that, they are struggling just as McMinnville is.
And handoff once again, and just may have got a couple yards and trying to sort out who has the ball. That may have been Daniel Hernandez once again, and they get him up. And Hernandez is going to get credit for a few yards, marked at about the 24-yard line, maybe 23. Going to be 3rd down now and 11 with 9:23 and counting. As they get ready to go, as they got 3 receivers here on the near side. And one thing they haven't done, Jeff, is pass a lot. They like to keep it on the ground. As I say that, Hernandez is going to throw it. Goes across center. He's going to overthrow it. It's almost intercepted. Right there was Cameron Markham. Had it in his hands, and he's knocking himself on the helmet and the old ear hole saying, I should have caught it. And it's one of those, though, where he's trying to think about making a hit, let alone the ball comes and right there. Kind of surprises you sometimes.
Well, I almost wonder, the wide receiver that was in on that pattern, Brian, I wonder if just as he was putting his hands up to make a play on the ball, they went across the eyes of Markham and maybe kind of kept him from getting good concentration on that ball as it was coming to his hands. But a nice job by the defense to get stiff and keep Century from moving the ball after that costly turnover.
Hopkins back to punt inside his own 10, going to step up to the 15. It's an ugly, wobbly kick, and to take a bounce, though, and Grizzlies take it off a 47-yard line, hit once, and then down to, let's say at the 48, maybe a short gain there. Really not much that Tanner Scanlon could do. It was a short, wobbly kick. Good job there on special teams by the Jaguars. Grizzlies going to start here in good field position now, as at one point they were right around the 24-yard line. This is going to throw that all out of whack now, starting at the 48. So double their field position. That's a good thing.
That's a very good thing.
8:57 left to go in the second quarter. It is still Century 2, McMinnville nothing here on KLYC. Glad to have you here on this Friday night. Handoff going to go to Cameron Fox. Fox is going to try to cut the corner. A little fly sweep. He puts his shoulder down and gets to about the 46-7-yard line. But, Jeff, you notice there's a little laundry on the field.
I think the wide receiver on the far side, whose name shall remain nameless, was caught for holding, as that block right there on the edge is why Scanlon was able to pick up 5 yards. Why Cameron Fox was able to pick up 5-6 yards on the play, but officials caught that and going to back him up to the 35-yard line.
He may have gave it away there.
Yeah.
As it's going to be 8:50 to go here in the second quarter, and they move it all the way back there. Both teams, Jeff, they have something good happen, and then that's about it.
That's exactly
a little bit of sputtering.
Tonight's going.
As here we go, in McMinnville on their third penalty of the evening, of the evening. And here's a little double handoff. It's going to go into the hands of Scanlon. He's going to break one tackle, press the 40, 45 near the 50-yard line. Then he's going to be thrown out of bounds after he's out of bounds already. And they're going to mark him at the 50-yard line. A little double pitch there. I think Medina got it first, and then he pitched it to Scanlon, and he broke the corner. And, they picked up, 15 yards. They still need 8 more as they get to the 42 into Century territory. But, Jeff, good play there on first down to make something happen.
Yep, a little bit more manageable now, Brian. 2nd and 8 is much better than 1st and 23. A nice 15-yard reverse. I like that play call by Coach Robin Hill.
Bird giving Cameron Fox the instructions, and his play action is going to roll out. He's going to throw across the center. As a receiver, it's in and out of the hands, but caught there by Rubedo. He did a good job of staying with it, knowing he's going to take the hit as well. And he gets it, and he's going to get to the 35-yard line.
15 yards, Brian, to Rubedo, and that's 2 receptions now for 29 yards for him. And it was a nice job of catching the ball, because quite honestly it was a little high and he had to climb the golden ladder, so to speak, to quote our buddy Bill Schonley, and was able to make the catch and then came down and got a couple more yards before being tackled.
Daniel Hernandez with the tackle for Century. 1st and 10 now from Century 35-yard line, 8-10 and counting. And handoff to Funky Cold, and Christian Medina goes forward for a short gain to about the 33-yard line. Gain of 2, bring up 2nd down and 8. And Century, they traveled okay tonight. Not a huge crowd, but they did bring quite a few fans down below. Great night for football here on this Friday night.
Really, we only had one night of bad weather this whole year, a couple weeks ago when the rain was coming down.
Hopefully it'll stay that way into the playoff game. It's play action pass once again. Throw across the center. It's high, but it is caught there by Silver. Silver goes forward. He digs his way inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Nice job there by Zach Silver. Come up with a tough catch, and even tougher, another 5 yards after the catch, and he's left a couple guys on the ground hurt. Hopefully going to be okay, as the trainer and the coach on the far side for Century going to come over and take a look at the players. And with 7:30 to go, Jeff, hopefully he's going to be okay. Good play there by the Grizzlies. They like to do things right across the center, Jeff, because it seems to be working. They think that center's open for them.
Well, it has been the last couple of plays, Brian, as Gage
Gabbard, he does a really good job of getting that out, and they're going to take a look at this player. We are going to take a timeout as well. 7:30 left to go in the second quarter. Actually, we are going to keep it right here as the player jumps up miraculously.
Wow.
And he's going to come off the field almost immediately.
Well, that's good to see. You never want to see somebody down on the field for very long. Shoulders kind of slumped to the right-hand side there, so you wonder if you got some sort of stinger up on that right shoulder or something, but it's always good to see the player walk off.
As they come up, and the officials are trying to call Century and the McMinnville team back onto the field and saying, hey, guys, let's go. We don't have a timeout. This is counting against you time-wise. You got to get the water boys off the field, and they don't know quite what's going on yet. As here comes McMinnville, far side, Darby Ramos. He is in single coverage. Here on the near side is Nate Wint. Grizzlies trying to show possibly Wint in motion. There he goes. They hand it off to Wint, and he's going to try to cut it up now. He is hit hard, still on his feet, hit hard again, and then driven backward. And coming up there very assertively is Zach Allen. And yeah, I did that, and he did a good job of staying on them and making sure he didn't get very far. Let's see, maybe a gain of 2 yards.
Well, it was a tough run by Went, and that's the first time I've seen him carry the ball this year, Brian, quite honestly. And he did a good job. He was hit a couple times like a pinball and fought hard for that 1.5 yards, 2 yards that they gave him.
Courtesy of the News Register, Gabrud 4 for 7, 77 yards so far on the night. He's going to change that now. He throws across the center, is in and out of the hands of Cameron Fox, and Fox had it, could not hold on to it. Really, he had to thread the needle there, Jeff. He did. Unfortunately, just could not hold on to it for the score. Going to bring up third down now with 6:37 to go in the second quarter. It is Century 2. McMinnville nothing. Yeah, you've heard me right. You've got a pitcher's duel here tonight.
They're going to go to the lefty here pretty soon out of the pen. Got movement in the bullpen.
Medina back there to maybe a little protection now for Gabrud. Gabrud shotgun formation. Here comes the blitz. He's got a little bit of time now. He's going to try to duck under the pressure. Roll to the right. He's looking. Throws across the way, and he is caught there near the 1 yard line. There is going to be a pass interference call. Ramos with the reception at the 1, and Ramos was pushed as he was going for it. Flag comes out of the backfield. Now the one official is pointing here to the right, saying it could be against McMinnville. Let's see what they're discussing a little bit. Pass interference going to go against Century. It is declined, and the Grizzlies will take it at the 1 yard line. First and goal from the 1. Good job there by Gabrud, and good job of ducking out of the pressure by Century. They've been trying to pressure him all night.
Well, and Gabrud had some strength there, Brian, because he had players all at his feet almost trying to make the sack in the backfield, and this is a great field position now. First and goal from the 1 with 6:18 to go.
Silver in the backfield along with Scanlon. Handoff, no, Gabrud's going to take it, just kind of push himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Gabrud! And the Grizzlies have put the score on the board to make it 6-2 with 6:08 to go in the second quarter. Everyone thought that Scanlon or Silver would get it. Gabrud kept it, goes into the end zone for the Grizzlies' first score of the evening.
Nice drive, Brian. Only 52 yards on the drive, but it was a good job. Took almost 3 minutes off the clock, and McMinnville kind of overcame some of their early issues and now able to take the lead here with 6:08 to go in the second quarter.
Bannister on to kick the extra point. Markham to hold the ball. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. All right, well, looks like we had a grand slam or something here. Our score after, with 6:08 to go in the second quarter, McMinnville leads now by a score of 6-2 over Century. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. We'll be back after this. 1 minute timeout.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce, steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School. What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal, we're here for you.
As we come back here to McMinnville High School, Brian Erickson along with Jeff Ivey, also Dave Adams back at Command Central, and Richard helping us out, getting his things going here. And finally, the Grizzlies got things going themselves as they put their first score on the board. They now lead 6-2 as Bannister is going to kick off, and it's going to be a nice end-over-end kick. It's going to the end zone, and Century will start at the 20-yard line. Well, Jeff, if you're McMinnville, you want to come up with a big defensive stop here. Defense looked pretty good throughout the evening, though.
Well, yeah, you could say that, I guess, about both teams' defense, or has it been that both offenses have kind of struggled, and every time they take 2 steps forward, they take 1 step back, whether it be a penalty or a bad play, as the official, again, almost tried to set the ball at the 15-yard line, but he backs up the other 5 to put it at the 20.
Scores from around the league. Southridge on top of Aloha, 7-0. Jesuit on top of Beaverton, 14-0. South Medford and Crater tied at 7, and we've got McNary, who's at West Salem, tied at 14.
Wow, that's a surprise there.
It'll be interesting to see how our Celtics do.
Sprague at McKay, and tonight McKay's running back has been laid out on the field for about 15-20 minutes with a severe leg injury. I got an update from a friend at that game.
Oscar Rojas doesn't get a chance to run there as they blow the play dead, and it's going to go against Century. Hopefully that McKay Scott's player is going to be okay. Central Catholic on top of Centennial, 21-7. Roseburg on top of North Medford, 7-0. And Sprague, you don't know if you give the score, Jeff.
7.
Okay, I got a 13-0 update. And then Newburgh on top of Hillsborough, 14-0. Newburgh trying to pave the way for a playoff spot as we get back to action. First down and 15. And here we go. It's going to be quarterback keeper. Goes across the 20, 25, hit once, hit twice, spun around the 30, still on his feet, and got about 19 yards before being taken down. There was Hernandez. Nice run by the quarterback. He is the guy that need to key in on him, and they missed him that time.
Well, the formation spread the field really wide, Brian, with nobody basically in the middle of the field for McMinnville, and you saw Marcos Hernandez's speed right there and ability to juke some players out as he gets out to the 13, just over the 33-yard line for a big first down.
All righty, with 5:40 to go, and this time the ball's on the ground. Hernandez dropped it, and it's going to be picked up and recovered there at the 40-yard line. Okay, it's going to be Noah Doherty. I hesitated, Jeff, because I did not have Noah on the roster at all, and we're going to check and see. Still nothing but Noah Doherty with the recovery. Big old number 56 tonight. And McMinnville defense stepped up there and got it done.
Well, an excellent field position, Hal Bryan, for this drive to start with 5:34 to go.
Went in motion, going one side, now to the opposite side. Gabrud, shotgun formation, looks to the left. He's going to step in and going to look, going to try to make something happen. Not going to make it. He is spun down. Not going to be a sack after he does get credit for gaining a yard, and that's Daniel Hernandez with the big play for the Jaguars.
Well, that was great coverage that time by the secondary of Century.
You see that big hit in the backfield. I didn't see who laid into it, trying to protect Gabrud, and actually kept him from getting a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, and then Gabrud started forward for that 1 yard. So that's a 6-yard net gain, so to speak, if you want to call it that.
It may have been Silver or Scanlon who did that. Century's just going to pin their ears back, it looks like sometimes, and just go for it. Wentz in motion from the near side here over the far side. Rolling out to the far side. They dump it off. It's going to the hands of Silver. He's going to go forward. He's going to be hit about the 32, going to be hit backwards, and he's going to get a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Going to be short of the first down by a couple. And it's like Century's got a player who was shaken up over on the far side. May have been Zach Allen.
Well, that time Silver able to get 8 yards, Brian, but I'll tell you what, big on that far side with Scanlon. He was out there blocking, and he had the chance to make a block in the back, but he laid off of the player. And fortunately for him, if he had done that penalty, it would have been third or second and about 15 instead of 3rd and 2.
Would have made it very, very interesting, wouldn't it? As this time, Gabru's going to keep it. He's going to roll forward, getting a first down on Moore. Still on his feet inside the 25, inside the 20 now. They're going to mark him down at the 22-yard line. Gage Gabru with a huge run for McMinnville.
Yeah, 11 yards on the play, and a beautiful job to get out into some space, use his size. He's a fairly good-sized quarterback, Brian, at 6'2", 190 pounds. And going up against that secondary, he's got some size to use, and he did.
All right, they come back out here, and over on the far side is Ramos. Single coverage, but they've been pretty conservative in the air tonight, McMinnville is anyway. And handoff, and going to be cut on the inside as Silver goes forward inside the 10, 5, touchdown. Just like that, Zach Silver with the score, 17-yard run, and McMinnville has pretty much scored back-to-back to make it 12-2.
Well, the thing about that, Brian, was it was just basically a off-guard play, hand the ball off to Silver, and he was patient. He waited for the hole to open up, and when it did, he planted that right foot and took off straight down the field, no looping, no pushing it wide, and then right as he got to the goal line, ran over the safety that came over to make a play, but it was too late because Silver was in the end zone.
All righty. Markham to hold, Bannister to kick. This time the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 3:33 left to go in the second quarter, McMinnville has extended their lead to make it 13-2 over Century. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. We'll back after this. 1 minute. Timeout.
High School Sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road. There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County.
As we come back here at McMinnville High School, Jacob Bannister is going to put his foot into the leather, and it goes end over end, and it's going to go way back into the end zone and about 8 yards deep, but this has to go past the line. And once again, Central will take the ball at the 20-yard line. Great tool to have in the backfield, kicking the ball, Jeff, if you can do that every time.
Well, yeah, especially with the rule in high school where the ball comes out to the 20, Brian, and that is a big, powerful leg. On a night where there is no wind, it goes 8 yards deep into the end zone.
Want to check out the Pacific Conference right now. Tiger leading at 6-0, Glencoe 4-2, Tualatin 4-2, and Newburgh 3-3. All Newburgh has to do is win tonight to make the playoffs. McMinnville needs a Newburgh loss tonight. And the victory here as they hand off. This time going to go to Rojas. Rojas is going to try to cut the corner. If he does, it's going to be a short little cut, and he's going to be taken down. May have been Medina on the far side with the tackle. It was, as he is pumped up, almost too pumped up over on the far side. He is the team, it seems to be the leader out there right now, getting his defense ready to go.
Well, Rojas averaging 2.7 yards per carry so far in the ballgame, Brian, and that's really tough running and not going to get you a lot of ball possession, so to speak, if you're Century giving the ball to Rojas.
2:55 and counting. And here goes the run here on the near side and trying to cut it up, and spinning is quarterback Hernandez. Doesn't he? Is spun twice as he got just across the 30-yard line. Nice little 9-yard run there for Hernandez. Never did get him down, but they are going to mark it short, call it 8 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
And you can see they get some guys in motion to become blockers in front of him as he takes the ball and follows those blockers down the line of scrimmage out on the wing. And you can see some moves there that he's got a little juke here and there. And that time came up just 1 yard short. This is a big play here for the defense. 2:15 to go here in the second quarter.
They come out quickly. Here's the snap, and they hand it off, and Rojas goes forward. He's going to get a first down, not by a lot, but just enough, and gain of about 1.5. and that'll make a first down for Century.
Well, there he got just under his average on the night, Brian, and able to get the first down.
2:06 to go in the second quarter. I'm trying to read. I'm not very good. Okay, 2 for 6 on third downs. All right. Trying to figure out what the 5 was, but I can't read. So 2 for 6 on third down. That is huge. Of course, they went for a first down, or went on fourth down one time and did not get it. This time they go to the pass, immediately throw on the far side, catch there by Hernandez. This time Daniel gets it and rolls across and gets going to be close. I think they're going to give it to him. A first down at the 41-yard line. Let's see, they are going to give it to him. And, Jeff, one of their better plays for Century tonight.
Well, it's the third longest play of the evening, and going to be the 7th first down of the night for Century.
2 receivers here on the near side. 142 and counting. 2 receivers, as I said, as they look over here now. They throw across the center, and it's intercepted by Zach Silver. And Silver's going to be laid out at the 48-yard line by Rojas. But the Grizzlies come up with another interception in this ball game, and the defense comes up big, and Century is flustered over on the far side.
Well, things are just not going well for Century so far in the ball game, Brian. If it wasn't for that defensive safety that they got, they would be off the scoreboard here with no points. McMinnville now has a chance to take this drive, score some points, and then come out at halftime and get the ball and do the same and possibly put this game away.
1:34 to go. What do you do? Do you have to go for it? We'll have to see, as they've got one receiver here on the near side. That looks to be Clevenger, as the coaches for Century go out slamming every door they can, as they are not happy, and rightfully so, I guess. Gabrud drops back, throws here on the near side. It is caught by Ramos. He is stood up after a short gain. He's going to mark him at the, I'll call it the 46-yard line, just outside the 45, gain of about 3 yards. You probably heard that in the background.
Yes, I did.
Shut the coach's box door as loud as he could, and then he shut the other door out, and I think there's probably a few more coming, so we watch out as they call a timeout with 1:27 to go. We'll take the break. Our score, McMinnville 13, Century 2. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. Back after this, timeout.
If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
As we come back, Gabrud drops back, and he drops off. A little screenplay there for Cameron Fox, and Fox is going to get a few yards inside to about the 44-yard line. Gain of 2 is going to bring up third down and 6 with 1:17 to go. And just like that, McMinnville calls a quick timeout. We'll keep it right here. Jeff, 13-2 is our score. McMinnville in the lead. They've bent and, didn't bend a lot, really, except for that first drive for Century, and then it's been pretty good for the defense, coming up with some turnovers and some interceptions.
Well, that's where they're leading the game, Brian. 2 turnovers to 1. McMinnville, of course, had 1 turnover, but they've been able to intercept the ball and recover a fumble and stymie, basically, everything Century's been trying to do tonight.
Looking ahead a little bit, as we said, Hillsboro trailing to our Newburgh Tigers, 14-0. The automatic qualifiers from the Pacific Conference, they get 4 of them, and so of course right now that would mean Tigers, Glencoe, Tualatin, and Newburgh if they can win tonight, and we'll have to see how that all turns out. Still lots of football to be played. 1:17 to go here in the first half. Gabrud, so we get back to action. Shotgun formation. Throws a far one here on the near side. Pass intended here for Rubedo. As he catches it, he does, and he gets pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Great reception there by Grant. Even a better pass from Gabrud.
Well, that was a beautiful job, Brian. And Rubedo, 6'2", made a tremendous catch. Had to go up, find the ball, come down, get the feet inbound because it was right near the sideline. He did all that, and another important thing is he got out of bounds, kept 1 minute and 11 seconds on the clock.
Trips over on the far side. Gabru draws back and looking to the center, and he's going to try to duck, and he's got a little bit of protection. Going to roll. He's probably going to keep it. He's going to look, going to throw, and it's intercepted inside the 8-yard line. Not a good pass there. Tried to make something happen. I believe Rojas is the guy who came up with the interception, and really tried to thread the needle, unfortunately, and could not come up with the big play. It's like Jackson, they're going to say, who ends up with the interception. And Jeff, unfortunate events there because you had a time, you scored 2 in a row, tried to pile on here, plus get the ball back. And now you've got less than a minute, 59 seconds to go. You've got to come back defensively and make a stop and keeping us quarterback. And he's going to roll and gets the first down. Hernandez does, but not before he gained up about 11 yards to about the 17, 18-yard line for a first down for Century, and still 53 seconds on the clock.
Well, you got to figure they're going to run some stuff to the sideline, Brian. Let Hernandez's speed take over. There are 3 timeouts left for Century, so they do have that available to them as well with 53 seconds. That play only took about 6 seconds off the clock.
Here we go, and handoff once again, and going forward, and they've been Rojas for a short gain, and actually not, that may have been Cantadella, and Cantadella gets a gain of about 1 yard, and still more slamming. It's going to be second down and 9 as the other coach is going to leave the press box, not happy. Handoff once again, and going forward is the quarterback keeper, and gets to about the 24-yard line, and stepping up there quickly is Hernandez. Going to try to make something happen. Interesting when both your coaches leave the box, and going to do without coaches up on the top, I guess, with 14 seconds to go. Kind of just giving into it, saying, hey, you know what, we got 3 timeouts. We're not going to use them.
Yep.
We're just going to call it dead. We're good. We're good with our 2 points and go in at halftime. Now it's going down to 3. Now they're going to try to hustle up to the line and snap it. They don't get it off, and the officials are going to acknowledge that, and that's going to end one of the weirder first halves we have seen in a while. Our score at halftime, McMinnville 13 and Century 2. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week on AM 1260, KLYC McMinnville. And don't go away. We will have the halftime show coming up after this 2-minute timeout.
It started with 4 friends, 10 days, 1,200 miles, a long, lonely highway to nowhere.
And it looks like it ended with one pretty flat tire. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, we can get you fixed up and back on your road trip in no time. Because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free flat repairs, pre-trip safety checks, and more. Plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Mind blown.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce, steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School. What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal. We're here for you. High school sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road.
Oh, welcome back here to McMinnville High School. We are here in the halftime show, and one of the better halftime shows, Jeff, is the dance team and everybody doing Thriller, as they do at least once a year, and you can see all the Thriller people all around the state, all around the field, if you didn't notice it, and we can just play the music here, a little Michael Jackson as they get ready to go. We are here at halftime, and I'm going to say one thing, though, to coincide to what we're talking about. The first half really wasn't much of a thriller.
It was not. I don't care how you slice it or dice it, Brian. That was some ugly football by both teams.
It was 2-0 for the majority of that first half until McMinnville put in 2 scores. They lead 13-2 over Century. It was just an interesting half where a lot of things didn't happen, and a lot of things for both teams didn't happen. But we'll talk about that here in a moment. Well, let's talk about it now. Your thoughts on the first half and what McMinnville needs to do to really get things rolling.
Well, McMinnville really were their own worst enemies in that first half, Brian. They had the opportunity to probably be up 27-2, to be in all honesty, as a couple turnovers deep in the end zone by McMinnville, and inability to move the football, especially in the first couple of drives that they have. And I think the coaches probably think, as I do, that they left some points out there on the board. Again, not pretty football from McMinnville, not pretty football from Century, as they too have struggled moving that ball in the first half. And turnovers, again, some of their own worst enemies as well.
Let's look at stats here after we take a break. We're going to take another quick break here. But I want to give you a couple scores. In fact, one from the Dayton-Sheridan game. Halftime score we have, Dayton, is undefeated. They're just rolling over everybody this year. It's 7-6 halftime, Dayton. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. Another score we want to give to you, and this is kind of shocking. Newburgh is only up by 6 over Hillsboro, 14-8, and that is at half, it looks like. So McMinnville has a chance still for the playoffs, and that would be, they're Spartan fans right now, and we'll talk more about that as well as we get into the third, fourth quarter, and, of course, after the game. But we will come back with the stats man, Jeff Ivey. He'll give us all the stats and everything else coming up after this 2 minutes. Time out.
There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County. If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
It will be an arduous journey of epic proportions, venturing out into the great unknown, exposed to the rugged, unforgiving elements, struggling for survival when...
So, you're going car camping for the weekend. Here at Les Schwab, we can get you travel ready in no time. That's because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free pre-trip safety checks and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
I could hug you.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Back at McMinnville High School during the halftime show, the score, the Grizzlies 13 and the visiting Century Jaguars 2. And we'll bring in some stats now. First, looking at the statistics in the first half for Bill Smith and his Century Jaguars, led on the field by, of course, quarterback Marcus Hernandez. Marcus was 3 of 8 in that first half for 37 yards. He threw 1 interception, completing 37.5% of his passes. But Marcos gets it done on the ground tonight. 82 yards on 11 carries, averaging 7.5 yards per carry. His counterpart, Daniel Hernandez, in the backfield, 3 carries for 11 yards. Oscar Rojas, 7 carries for 18 yards. And Christian Gutierrez-Treat, 3 carries for 10 yards. Zach Allen with 1 reception for 6 yards. And Daniel Hernandez also 2 receptions for 31 yards. Total offense in that first half, 159 yards, 37 through the air, and 122 on the ground. 2 turnovers, 1 interception, 1 fumble. There were 6 penalties for 40 yards, 7 first downs, punting of about 35 yards per punt. There were 3 punts in that first half, and average starting position was the 23-yard line for the Century Jaguars. McMinnville on the other side led on the field by Gage Gabrud. He had a good first half, 10 of 14 passing, 140 yards. That's 71.4%, but the worst pass of the game came on his last pass, which was intercepted at the 7-yard line after McMinnville was driving down the field looking to score right before the half. Gage has carried the ball 5 times for 11 yards, including 1 touchdown. Nate Went, 1 carry for 2 yards. Tanner Scanlon has 4 carries for 21 yards. Zach Silver, 3 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. And Christian Medina, 2 carries for 4 yards. Cameron Fox has 2 receptions for 36 yards. Zach Silver has 3 receptions for 35 yards. Grant Rubidoux has 3 receptions for 52 yards. And David Ingram has 2 receptions for 17 yards. 4 penalties in that first half for 31 total yards. Average starting position was the 38-yard line. There were 8 first downs for McMinnville in the first half, and 26 yards on the 1 punt tonight by McMinnville and Gage Gabrud. 204 total yards of offense in the first half, 140 through the air by Gage Gabrud, and 64 on the ground. They're averaging 10 yards via the pass play and 4.3 rushing in that first half. We'll look at the scoring summaries. Of course, McMinnville was able to stop Century on their first drive and took the ball over at their own 16-yard line after the punt. Three plays later, though, they gave up the safety as the ball was snapped over the head of Gage Gabrud into the end zone. And at 8:12 to go in the first quarter, Century was up 2-0. And both teams went on to trade some drives, punts, over on downs, that sort of thing, until with McMinnville took the ball over with 8 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the second quarter. They started at their own 48-yard line, and they went 52 yards on 9 plays, took just under 3 minutes on the drive. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by Gage Gabrud. Unfortunately, the kick was up, and it was no good. It was wide left, and with 6:08 to go in the quarter, it was McMinnville 6 and Century 2. Right on the ensuing drive, Century fumbled the ball on a run by their quarterback, Hernandez, and recovered by Noah Doherty, and McMinnville was able to go take the ball over with 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the half and go 41 yards on 4 plays, take 2 minutes and 1 second off the clock. It was a 22-yard run by Zach Silver off the right side of the offensive line. The kick was up and good, and that's where our score is, 13-2 here at halftime. Both teams traded some interceptions on the final couple of drives that they each have. Of course, the one really hurt by McMinnville because they were at the 21-yard line when Gage Gabrud threw the interception. It's the halftime show here from McMinnville High School. So McMinnville Grizzlies 13, the Century Jaguars 2. We'll be back to McMinnville High School after this 2-minute timeout.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce, steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School. What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal. We're here for you. High school sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road. There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County.
Exactly. As we come back here to McMinnville High School, Brian Erickson along with Jeff Ivey. And Jeff, those stats really tell the whole story in that game, in this game so far. It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. Of course, you want to keep it tuned, and we've got some interesting things going on down below. Packed house down below, by the way.
That's good.
Went down there and just to check it out while you were doing some of the stats, and it was very full. Century comes back out onto the field here. Well, you get some scores from around the league, and let's go with Lake Oswego on top of Oregon City by a score of 14-0. We've got Sheldon on top of Grants Pass, 14-3. Thurston 10, South Eugene nothing, and it's been all to alls, and so far still an early score, Jeff. Glencoe trails 10-0.
West Lynn tied with Lake Ridge 7-7. Hillsboro 8, Newburgh 14. That's an important game for this McMinnville team here as they maybe make it into a first round sort of bye that they get. Sprague leading McKay 19-6 at the half, and Grant trailing Lincoln 8-10.
It's another baseball score. We've got another one here. Is Roseburg 10, North Medford 6, Westview 19, Sunset 7. No score from David Douglas as they're taking on Gresham, and it's been Central Catholic all over Centennial 21-7, and no score yet on Clackamas and Canby.
McNary 14, West Salem 14. That is a big game in the Central Valley Conference. Winner of that game is the number 2 seed and likely gets the first to host a first-round game, as Sprague already has the league championship wrapped up basically tonight. Reynolds and Barlow, no score. South Medford at Crater leading 17-7. Jesuit 14, Beaverton 0. And the other 6A score, Aloha nothing, Southridge 7.
No score from North Salem in the Mayor's Cup as North Salem's taking on South. And no score yet from Tigard and Forest Grove, which, if you look at it, it's probably going to be another Tigard blowout. Tigard has really been rolling throughout the year. And trying to see quickly if we've got a score for you from 3A. Nothing there. Jeff, yeah.
Well, I was just going to show we weren't the only score with a 2-0 score as Santiam Christian leading Jefferson 2-0. Is that a final?
I hope not.
Box score by it?
Yeah, it does. I hope not. Still no score from the Yamhill County game either. So
it is final.
It is?
That's what it says.
All right. So we'll have to read more into that and see exactly what happened. Of course, Yamhill County, Yamhill Carlton is taking on Seaside at Seaside here tonight. They're trying to fight for bracketing later on as well. Well, don't go away. We've got the second half kickoff coming up here at KLYC. We'll be back with the kickoff after this 2-minute timeout.
If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
It will be an arduous journey of epic proportions, venturing out into the great unknown, exposed to the rugged, unforgiving elements, struggling for survival when...
So, you're going car camping for the weekend. Here at Les Schwab, we can get you travel ready in no time. That's because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free pre-trip safety checks and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
I could hug you.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
All right, as we come back here for the second half kickoff, Century will be kicking to McMinnville. Back to do the kicking is Trujillo. And we've got Silver and Blue Scanlon standing right on the 5-yard line. McMinnville going from our left to our right with the kickoff. Now going from our right to our left, and it's going to be kind of a squib kick as we take it about the 17-yard line, go across the 20, 25, and going down. Finally, I finally hear a whistle. First one I heard for a while. I think with the run back there was Clevenger, and Clevenger gets it, and they will take it now 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Busy down there, Jeff. As I was walking down there, I saw Ad Rutschman down there, former coach of the Wildcats. Also saw Joseph Smith, the current coach of the Wildcats, down there.
Makes you wonder who they're here scouting.
Oh, yeah. Maybe here because they don't get enough football, I'm sure. Handoff going to go to Silver, and Silver is stuck backwards, and a loss of 2 yards immediately.
Well, that's not the way you want to come out of the halftime break, Brian, losing 2 yards. Kind of the way you started the game with negative 8 yards on the first drive that resulted in a safety.
Just a reminder, we're going to have all the action at Winfield College tomorrow at about 1:30 for the kickoff, 1 o'clock with the pregame show as they're taking on Lewis and Clark. And here is the snap, and Gabrew's going to get some pressure. He's going to step up. He's going to roll keeper to the right. He's going to try to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He does, and a little bit more out to the 35-yard line. And speaking of the Winfield game, just a reminder, pregame show at 1:30 of the kickoff, and we'll have all the action here in KLYC. Do you know what the Lewis and Clark Pioneer mascot is? Either of you guys.
A Pioneer.
Robert, Jeff? It's not a Pioneer. It's a Newfoundland puppy. You think I'm joking, don't you?
No, I know you're not.
All right.
I know that look.
It is not. I'll show it to you here just in a few moments. But yes, it is.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I picked it. Here we go. Gavru drops back. He fakes the handoff. Going to roll. Going to look. Going to keep it. Going to go. Tuck it under. First down and more. He steps out of bounds. Nice job there by Gage. And they're going to mark him at about the... Oh, let's see where the official is at the 46-yard line. The coach over on the far side, I think that was Bill Smith, he didn't like the spot.
No, he didn't. I thought there was a flag on the far side, but it was actually somebody's shoe out there laying on the field. But excellent run by Gabrud. He was rolling to the right, to the left, looking for an open wide receiver. When that far flat opened up, he took the 11 yards and got the first down.
There we go, and handoff, not going very far is Scanlon. In fact, Tanner's going to lose a yard back to the 45-yard line. Going to bring up second down and 11 with 10:16 and counting. Of course, the Grizzlies lead 13-2 over Century.
Gage is limping just a little bit, Brian, as he came back to the huddle right there.
And that's not a good thing,
No.
Any reason. Of course, you have your backup, and Cameron, he's dinged up a little bit. He is playing tonight. He's played a big part so far, but you don't want to put the backup in. especially if he's not if he's hurt. As Gabrude's going to drop it off, they're going to drop it off here on the near side to Silver, and Silver is going to go forward, take a hit, give a hit, and he's going to pick up a few yards and call him inside the 48-yard line. Nice job there, and pick up of about 7 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and a long 4.
It's a nice little design play to get him out into the flats, and you're right, Brian. That is a Newfoundland something or other dog.
It is. It's Lewis and Clark Pioneer logo. So there you go. It's one of the unprecedented heroes of the Lewis and Clark Trail. I looked into it all last night. The Bruce shotgun formation thrown far side to Silver, and he does not catch it and drops to the ground. They're going to rule it a forward pass, fortunately, for the Grizzlies, and that's going to bring up 4th down with 9:15 to go.
Well, on that pass play, Gage Gabrude, I thought threw it just a little bit too quick because the wide receiver was not ready for it. Just about by the time he had turned his head to look for it, the ball was already right where his hand should be. So it's going to force Gage Gabrude into punting position here from the 48-yard line.
Gabrude, he's going to be standing at his own 37-yard line. And here comes the snap. It's a high one, but he gets up and gets it down and gets a quick kick off, and it's going to be taken inside, and it bounces inside the 5 near the 3 and then falls into the end zone. Huge kick by Gabrude. I think he got more than he expected on the quick kick, but it will be taken at the 20-yard line. Not a bad kick, not a bad result. You give Century another, 1st and 10 from the 20.
And that seems to be where they're starting all night long, Brian, is this drive, they've been starting at the 23-yard line on average tonight. So right at basically where they've started every drive. And they've struggled, quite honestly, to get the offense moving. 159 yards in that first half, not bad, but some critical turnovers at critical times.
And the ball is snapped, and Hernandez loses it, and he loses it way back at about the 15-yard line, and he jumps back on it, and it's going to be a loss of 5 yards. And I think it was a sideward snap, but he took his eye off it and dropped it and couldn't get a hold of it, and he is just jumped on, and a loss. They're going to mark it at the 16-yard line, loss of 4.
Not good. And both teams kind of come out struggling on offense, Brian, to start this second half. Kind of a lack of intensity, lack of concentration being
Reminds you of the first quarter. As we have shotgun formation, blitz being shown, and then we've got flags and penalties all over the place once again, and they're going to bring it back as well. And you're right, Jeff. Both teams just I don't know if they're not in it or what it is. Maybe it's not the cold. I mean, it's not freezing out there.
Well, they're going to call offsides on McMinnville, actually, on this play, and that's going to give them 5 yards back that they just lost. So basically, going to bring up 2nd and 10 now. A little shorter than 2nd and 10, second about 9.5.
Update from Hillsboro. Newburgh has extended their lead now 17-8. So they've got a hope for Hillsboro. McMinnville does to pull this off to make the playoffs and not the play-in game. And here we go, and handoff going to go to Gutierrez Treat, and he fights his way and tricks his way down to the 31-yard line.
Nice hard run there, Brian, up for 11 yards by Gutierrez Treat. And looked like he was hit in the back, well, not in the backfield, but close to the line of scrimmage and able to squirm away for the 11-yard run and 1st down. And this is what you don't want to see for Century, is to be able to move the ball.
They come up to the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers here on the near side. Shotgun formation for Hernandez, and he keeps it, and he just gets wrapped up like a nice and neat package in the backfield. They're going to mark him at the 29-yard line for a loss of about 2 yards. Just an update, that game is still in the second quarter, that 17-8 score. Grayson Oviatt with a 35-yard field goal with 6 seconds to go made it 17-8. So Newburgh really having their hands full a little bit down there, more than some people expected. Trips here on the near side. Century comes out, lateral here on the near side, and it is taken and going nowhere. And wrapped up there is Daniel Hernandez. And, in fact, it may have been a loss of a yard back to the 26-yard line. Actually, more of a yard, more of let's call it 2 yards to the 27. They just can't get that thing to work. They tried that 3 or 4 times tonight.
Yeah, they loss of 3 on that play, Brian, as they move it back even farther to the 26-yard line. And that is not the way Century needs to be going. They get a couple good play, or they get one good play and then take 3 steps back. It's been going on all night long for them.
Unfortunately for them, that has been the case. Trips on the far side. Hernandez, he throws, and he's going to overthrow everybody. Incomplete. Pass intended for Gutierrez Treat, and GT just couldn't get to the ball, throwing about 13 yards over his head and about 7 yards too far.
GT, huh?
Gutierrez Treat.
GT. I like that.
Like that. 6:35 to go in the third quarter. Once again, still an interesting game. Both teams really sputtering here offensively. I like the defense for McMinnville. I think the defense for Century's been pretty good as well. Grizzlies have given up 2 points is all, just the safety, and that was their offense that gave up those points. As Century is going to call a timeout as they get ready to punt, and they're going to have to call it and then take it. We'll take it as well. 6:35 left to go in the third quarter. It's McMinnville 13, Century 2. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. Back after this timeout.
It started with 4 friends, 10 days, 1,200 miles, a long, lonely highway to nowhere.
And it looks like it ended with one pretty flat tire. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, we can get you fixed up and back on your road trip in no time. Because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free flat repairs, pre-trip safety checks, and more. Plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Mind blown.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal, we're here for you.
And we come back. Here is the punt, and the punt by Hopkins is high, and it bounces at the 45, and then rolls and rolls and rolls, and they keep watching it roll, and it finally stops at about the 26-yard line. Good punt there by Century.
48 yards on the punt to be exact, Ryan, and that is a great punt with no return.
You'll take that every time, won't you?
Yep.
If you're Century. Now you're McMinnville. You're up 13-2 with 6:22 to go. They're trying to make something happen, and they came out with an interesting formation, and then they come in, and Gabrud comes up under center, and it's going to be a give and go, and Silver had it, and they end up giving it to Wendt. And Wendt got back to the line of scrimmage, really fooling nobody.
Went nowhere. As they did the double handoff in the backfield. I saw him working on that play in the warm-ups tonight, and Wendt maybe not enough speed to get to the corner and turn it upfield right there. Looks a little tentative on that run.
Just a reminder, we'll give you scores from around the league throughout the last quarter or so, and anything coming up here this quarter. Our score here is 13-2 McMinnville. And here comes Gabrud. He's going to roll play action. Got some time. Looking. Stops. He's going to be forced out of the pocket. Looking again. He's going to throw. Try to thread the needle. He does. And they're saying he caught it. Century saying no. The officials saying yes. Wendt did get down and catch it. And it's going to be a first down or more. A 15-yard pass play from Gabrud to Wendt. They're going to say he was still in bounds. Nice job there. Once again, though, I don't know if I like Gabrud threading the needle that way, but did a good job of getting it right there. And I have a feeling, Jeff, we know who Coach Smith is maybe checking out.
Yeah.
2 receivers over on the far side. It could be Gabrud.
Very well played.
And we got Scanlon in motion. Scanlon's going to get it to the short side of the field. Breaks one tackle. Second tackle across the 50 to 45. And he's hit at the 43, but not before he picked up 15 yards and a first down. Nice job there by Scanlon.
Scanlon just hit the hole hard here on the right side. Kind of brought him in motion like the fly sweep a little bit through the backfield. High snap again, though. Gage Gabrud had high snap after high snap after high snap. Brought it down, gave it to Scanlon, and a nice run. Moving the sticks now, Brian, with 5:08 to go here in the third quarter.
All righty, Gabrud, they get it, and once again, getting the ball and going forward is Scanlon, and he tries to climb over some Jaguars, and he does, and gets a gain of 8 yards to the 35-yard line. Nice job there by Tanner, and McMinnville may have found the way to get their offense rolling and give the ball to Tanner, and he does what he does best.
Scanlon's got about 45 yards on 7 carries now, 6.4 yards per carry.
And they're packing in once again, and this time, and Funky Cold gets it, forces away for a first down and more. Christian Medina to the 31-yard line. Not only, Jeff, are they getting positive yards, they're getting, they're taking time off the clock.
Yep. This drive now just about 2 minutes long, and, you shorten the game a lot, Brian, by taking away opportunities from Century to have the ball if you can get a long, sustained drive. And McMinnville's been able to do that for the most part. It's just those turnovers have come up at the wrong time.
You are correct. As Went goes in motion from the near side to the far side, they pitch it to Medina. He's going to try to cut it up on the left-hand side, goes forward, short gain of a couple yards to the 29-yard line, and he'll take it down to the 4-minute mark and counting with, here in the third quarter, the score 13-2 in favor of McMinnville over Century. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week here on AM 1260, KLYC McMinnville. Also a reminder, you can find us on KLYC.us and OregonPulse.com. If you're looking for the Newburgh game, you can find it right there.
Got a score from Salem for you here in a minute.
All righty, looking forward to that as Wentz in motion once again. And this time they hand it off, going to Scanlon. And Scanlon just pushes the pile forward inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. Nice run there of 5 yards for Tanner.
Well, at the halftime, North Salem 20, South Salem 10.
Wow, that is huge. They've only lost one time in 28 years, the Saxons, at Mayor's Cup.
Wow.
And it was like 8 years ago was the last time they lost that one. So, wow. Okay, we'll talk later. 2 receivers on the far side. Scanlon and Silver in the backfield. Wentz in motion. Gabrew's going to roll out, going to throw here to the back. It is Silver. He goes forward, and he just hits the defender, knocks him down, stays on the feet, and finally pushed out of bounds. And Silver very happy as he gets to the 12-yard line, and a gain of 12 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Silver did a great job of not only engaging the cornerback, but running over the cornerback for the first down. And McMinnville really now starting to exert some dominance on the offensive side of the ball.
Grizzlies with 12 first downs in the ball game. That's for this drive for them. Thanks, Robert, so much. And Went gets it, a little fly sweep, and he is going to be wrapped up, not before he got about 4 yards down to the 8-yard line.
Looks like there might be a player. Oh, no, he's just a little slow getting up on the far side for Century, and Century's starting to, that body language is starting to say that they're getting tired of being out there, Brian.
Body language is saying we only got 2 points on the board, and our defense has been down here a long time, trailing 13-2, McMinnville in the lead. Gabrew doing a good job of just manning this machine right now. Pitches it to Scanlon. Scanlon's going to try to break the corner, does not get there, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. And may even be a loss there.
Yep,
let's see,
loss of 1.
All right.
Tell you what, though, little number 11, Manuel Gibbons, 5'8", 140-pound defensive back, came up and took a licking, Brian, when he tried to make a tackle on Scanlon. And he came up holding his helmet a little bit, like got some cobwebs going out there.
And here comes Gabrew. He's going to keep it. He's going to cut it up, and he's going to fight his way inside the 2-yard line. Nice run there by Gage. And that's where they'll mark it. And he may have got a first down. Had to get it right around the 2. Let's see where they mark the ball. And they will measure it. Not sure it is an official's timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And they are going to take some time to measure it. And, Jeff, you're going to see if it is close enough to call. Kind of hard from this distance.
I think this angle is really hard, but boy, if they got it, they barely got it. I think it's going to be just a little bit short.
Maybe a little bit of mustard on there.
A little mustard on the hot dog.
Maybe you could push it over as they are going to measure it. Just a couple scores for you. Southridge on top of Aloha right now, 29-24.
Half a hot dog, 4th down.
It's going to be 4th down. All right. Jesuit on top of Beaverton still, 14-0. In South Medford, 17. Crater, 7. West Salem, 28. McNary Seltz, 21. Let's see if they can come back.
Game.
It is. All righty, 152 and counting. Score is McMinnville 13, Century 2, and I think McMinnville's going to take a timeout. They are. We are going to keep it right here because I think it's going to be a quick one, as the last one was as well. Of course, the score everyone for McMinnville is interested in. It's Newburgh on top right now. The game is at halftime over Hillsborough, 17-8. That's huge.
Big,
because
and it has implications as does this game.
Let's talk about it a little bit, Jeff. If McMinnville wins this ball game and Hillsborough ends up winning, then they'll make the playoffs. Have a week off, which is huge.
Well, you say they make the playoffs. Let's be honest. Everybody makes the playoffs. They got the play-in game, and they get the first round bye in the playoffs.
Okay.
That's the way the OSAA will spin it.
No, they don't want to spin it that way. They've spun it the other way. Is it's the play-in game? So I know it's all
playoffs because you lose or go home, or you win or go home.
It is, and there's money involved. That's why you get that extra game. But McMinnville's going to looks like they're going to have a play-in game. But is it really something you want to play for? You win that game, then you go up to Jesuit, or Central Catholic, which we've done before.
Sheldon, it's no fun.
All right, we'll talk more about that then. But still lots of talking to do, lots of playing to do here with 1:46 to go. 4th and 1. Grizzlies are going to go for it. Rubedo in motion, and Gabrew's going to keep it, going to cut it up. He's going to get it. He's going to fight, and it's going to be awfully close. It looks like he may have it from the spot on the far side, and it looks like it's going to be a first down, but not by much, maybe a half yard, and unless they've changed that spot. Should be a pretty easy call from the official. It looks like it from up here anyway. It is a first down for McMinnville.
Well, Gage's 6'2", 6'3" frame really came in handy there, Brian, as he was tackled and falling forward. He was tackled right about the 2-yard line, but as he fell forward where the ball landed, that's where the first down came.
All right, it's first and goal from the 1:31 and counting. Went in motion. Gabrew to Understander, hands it off and into the hands of Scanlon. Easy, walked into the end zone, touchdown Grizzlies. Well, that's what you want, Jeff. It's something they thought they were going to have earlier in the half and maybe even in the second quarter before the turnover. If they get it here with 1:22, what a perfect drive for this ball game now.
Yep, they went 74 yards and took 5 minutes off the clock, Brian. A fantastic drive.
All righty, Bannister on to kick the extra point. Markham to hold for the Grizzlies. Here's the snap. It's high, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:22 left to go in the third quarter. The Grizzlies extend their lead. It's 20-2. McMinnville over Century. We'll be back after this. 1-minute timeout.
High school sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road. There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County.
As we come back here, get ready for the kickoff. We're just going through the...
it's one of our most successful years.
It is. We go through the season. You are right. We'll check it here in just a second. As Bannister's kick is high end over end. It goes into the end zone, and Century will start, guess where? Not
20.
the 15, but the 20-yard line as they get ready to go. We're just going through the scores, Jeff, throughout this season. And if you look at what we've broadcast here in KLYC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2.
Not bad.
Not a bad record so far this season for McMinnville and Newburgh in the KLYC games of the week. So it's a good thing to have as they come up here, and 1:22 to go, and here we go, and it's the handoff, going to go forward and breaking one tackle across the 25 and to the 30-yard line, a little bit more out of bounds. Looks like that was Gutierrez Treat with the run. We've got an injured, maybe a cramp here for one of the McMinnville players, and they're going to go attend to him and Jeff at the 25-yard line.
That's Oliver Vera.
Hey, Robert from the News Register, of course, giving us Century Jeff has had no plays in McMinnville territory since the first quarter.
Very nice.
Well, no offensive plays, I should say. Sounds like something you would say, actually, doesn't it? As they are going to attend to him and hopefully rub that cramp out. With 1:13 to go in the third quarter, it has been all McMinnville, really, Jeff, since that safety.
It has. Both teams had some interceptions and fumbles, but McMinnville has been able to have some long, sustained drive. That last touchdown drive was 74 yards in 13 plays, taking 5 minutes off, and that's what you want to do if you want to kind of put the nail in the coffin against this Century team. And they continue to work on the cramp out there. Vera has, with a 16-yard run by Gutierrez Treat. That's his longest carry of the night, Brian. He's up to 37 yards on 5 carries.
Looking at some of the other scores, it's Sheldon beating Grants Pass at Grants Pass 28-17. Lake Oswego over Oregon City 14-0. Another score that you might be interested in is the Central Catholic Centennial score. It's 42-14, all Central Catholic. As they are still working on that cramp out there, and usually they go pretty quick, and now they're going to pop him up here and get him going. I say that, he's still on the ground there. They go, they finally get him up there, and it's like he's going to be okay. Jeff, your thoughts, what do you do? I mean, you have the play-in game next week, and that's pretty much your playoff, like you said, playoff game there, and that's the game you should win. You should win, Brian, because it, like you say, it's the bottom 20 teams of all 6A play each other, and they seed them too. They go first, the best of the worst, I guess you could say, right, against the worst of the worst, and kind of seed them that way as well. But you've got to come out and play intense, and if McMinnville wants to have a chance, they're going to have to play a little bit better than they've done tonight, because certainly they have had their ups and downs in tonight's football game. Hand off to Spencer Erickson, I believe, and he goes forward. And actually, no, that was Zach Allen. And as Zach Allen comes up, and he is hit in the ribs a little bit, and looks like he's going to walk himself over to the sideline after getting hit, and he is in pain over there. Hopefully he's going to be okay as he falls to the ground over there and takes off his helmet. As the trainer's looking at him, and here comes Hernandez. He's going to go forward, and he fights his way, and he is hit at about the 43-yard line after gaining about 3 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 3 now at about the 43-yard line. 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They don't have to snap it. Let's see if they are going to try. Looks like they are going to rush up there quickly, and I say that, and they're taking forever to break from the huddle. Here on the near side is that Trujillo. It is Trujillo. I think Allen's over here as well. And handoff, and they're going to go. Gutierrez gets it. There's going to be a flag flying in. 1, 2, 3 flags. And that's Daniel Hernandez with the run. And you may have heard the coaches from the box on the far side screaming. I don't think it was ours, but they are going to mark it against McMinnville with 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. They're called a face mask. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Every official on the field, I think, saw that one, so they're going to get an automatic first down on that. Stops the clock, so I believe we'll have one more play here in the third quarter. They do move the ball, and it's going to be on the other side for the first time, as Robert said. Since the first quarter, they're going to have a play offensively at the 46-yard line of McMinnville, as they will start the clock, and that'll end the third quarter of play. Our score, after 3 complete, McMinnville 20, Century 2. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. We'll be back after this. 1 minute, timeout.
If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local, locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
As we come back here to start the fourth quarter of play, it has been a dominant game for really McMinnville since the safety, and it has been a game where, though it's been a little eerie at times, hasn't been the thriller that we've seen at halftime, but the defense for McMinnville has played lights out here tonight. As McMinnville is still on defense here, 1st and 10. As we come back to action, the throw across the center has a receiver, Gutierrez Treat, long pass, long catch, and they take it at the inside the 10 down to the 5, stretches his way down to the 7-yard line, the 1-yard line, and that's Gutierrez Treat with the big reception. Just as we say that, they're going to make it interesting, Jeff, if they continue to play like that.
You can say that again. 45 yards on the pass play. Longest play of the evening for Century. And knocking on the door here, Brian. They're not giving up. They think they can still win.
Here's the handoff and into the end zone. Touchdown, Century. And let's see if the umpire uncovered the file. Is that Dallin? No, it was Rojas. Rojas with the score, and just like that, they make it 20-8, Jeff, to start the fourth quarter of play.
Well, that was a beautiful pass play, Brian, the previous play for that. It looks like they're going to spread the field and think about going for 2, see if McMinnville covers it up. Looks like they've got enough guys out there in the pattern. We'll see.
All righty, they do spread it out. Hernandez is going to give the play call. Looks like he's going to stay for the 2-point conversion. And they do. They hand it off here on the near side, and they throw. There is in and out of the hands of Trujillo. Trujillo is there. The pass from Gutierrez Treat was there. Trujillo could not come up with a reception. They should have had the 2-point conversion right there.
Wow.
Well, that makes it, or keeps it 20-8 with 11:38 to go in the ball game. We got more fourth quarter action coming your way on KLYC. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout.
It will be an arduous journey of epic proportions, venturing out into the great unknown, exposed to the rugged, unforgiving elements, struggling for survival when...
So, you're going car camping for the weekend. Here at Les Schwab, we can get you travel ready in no time. That's because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free pre-trip safety checks and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
I could hug you.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local, locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
Oh, Carlos Trujillo is the guy who dropped the pass in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and he's going to come out and kick the ball off immediately. And he does, and is taking it at the 15-yard line, across the 20, 25, breaking a tackle, is Scanlon, and he is tripped up at about the 32-yard line, and that's where McMinnville will take over, depending on where the spot is, with 11:32 to go in the ball game.
Don't know if he was so much tripped up as ran into his own player there, Brian. It almost reminded me of the butt fumble play by, what's his name? Quarterback for the Jets. The way
Sanchez?
he ran, yes, Sanchez. That's what it reminded me of from my angle.
All right. Well, that's something I never thought we'd talk about, is Mr. Sanchez and the Jets. Jets. Okay, here we go. Shotgun formation. Can the Grizzlies try to run it and milk the clock? Here's the handoff to Scanlon. Breaks one tackle, second tackle. He stops. He spins on a dime, throws himself away down to the 45, and inside the 45 to, let's see, the 46-yard line. Nice run there, about 14 yards from Mr. Scanlon.
Well, he juked and jived and did a nice spin move out in the flat to pick up an extra 5 yards on the play and a first down. More importantly, though, the clock continues to go, and McMinnville, they can take 4 or 5 more minutes off the clock as they might get called for an illegal substitution. They're 12 men out of the huddle. Nope, Officials did not see it.
Scanlon does get off in time. Went is in motion. And Gabrud drops back, looks to the left, throws here to the short man, and that's Silver. Silver goes forward, and he tight ropes it out of bounds. A first down and more, gain of 13, make it 14, almost 15 to the 38-yard line. Good spot there for the Grizzlies, and Gabrud with a nice little play there to make things happen.
Oh, that's 2 first downs in a row, Brian, and that is huge. Now as Silver up to 68 yards receiving, Gage Gabrud up to 188 yards on 14 of 19 passing.
Grizzlies trying to make something happen once again after giving up the touchdown defensively. Here's the pitch. It's like to Medina. Medina's going nowhere. Good job there coming up with the play is Zach Allen, who really is proud of himself. A little too much there, Zach. You're trailing by 10, 12 points, buddy. Gets up there and acting like an NFL player there. He did make a nice play to stop his man into Medina, but a loss of 1. I hate to see grandstanding, especially when you're losing.
Exactly.
Quite a full house. You got Medina and Silver in the backfield. Gabrud's going to get some time. He's rolling to the right, going to roll. We got a flag down as the pass is incomplete, intended for Nate Wint on the far side, almost intercepted. We have a flag back in the backfield at the 45-yard line. Yes, it's going to be a hold. Yes, it's going to go against the Grizzlies. Going to bring up, let's see, second down and 16 if they accept it.
At least 16.
Oh, yeah, because
exactly.
I didn't see how far back it was.
Yeah,
wow,
way
it is back in the 45, and you got Coach Hill out there giving the plays to Gabrud. And let's see, you got Coach Smith over out there on the far side talking to his defense.
That's a huge penalty right there, Brian.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It goes back to their own 45 with 10:17 to go. One thing it does do is still, brings the second down and
27.
You're gonna have some time taken off the clock too, though.
That's true.
Which is a good thing as they get ready. And here we go. Gabrud drops back. He's got pressure. He's going to try to step up under pressure. He's going to break 1 tackle. Not going to break the second or the third hit. And he's only going to get a gain of 4 yards.
There's a penalty flag come in right at the end, Brian. Don't know if that's going to be a late hit. If so, it's going to be an automatic first down. We'll see.
Could be. The only thing I did see, I didn't think it was that big a deal. It may not be that. It is Gabrud got hit in the head.
Oh, that's what they called.
So, okay.
And I believe that's an automatic first down.
Well, you go from 2nd and 27 as their coaches or the officials will discuss it here. Of course, our officials for tonight, head official is Jerry Robinson, our referee. Jason Horton's our umpire. Clyde Psyche is our linesman. Dave Dyer is the line judge. And our back judge, once again, is Brian Robinson. And they're going to move the ball in and down to the 36-yard line.
Not an automatic first down, but you get the down over.
There you go. It's second down now and 8 from the 36. A lot easier than 2nd and 27. Gabrud drops back, throws across the center, has Scanlon with the catch down near the 11-yard line, and a first down and a lot more. He's finally taken down by Zach Allen. Zach's not happy with that one, and it's going to be a first down and more, and a nice pass there by Gabrud. He's putting on a clinic with those passes across the middle.
Well, that's 93 yards now for Silver, and just a nice ball, Brian. 213 yards passing. Another first down in the half. That gives them 8 for the half.
Ramos here on the near side for McMinnville. Went in motion, and then we've got a flag come flying in. Going to go against the Grizzlies, it looks like. With 9:42 left to go in the ball game, McMinnville does lead 20-8 over Century.
Just killing momentum right now, Brian. You got a good thing going, and you're just shooting yourself in the foot. If you can get a score here, you're going to put the game away pretty much. But you got to get the score.
False start and take it back to the 16-yard line. I guess the best thing about this, Jeff, is it still takes time off the clock, which, you're more than happy to do, leading by 12. Here we go. Gabrud hands it off to Scanlon. Scannon's going to go across his blocker, goes forward, and may have got inside the 15 for a short gain to the 14-yard line. That's one of those plays that it's kind of setting something else up, too. You're going to try to just do that maybe a couple times and then maybe swing somebody off the tight end position or from the backfield.
You might even be positioning here for a potential field goal if you get the ball towards the middle of the field.
maybe a little early for that. Second down 13. Hopefully they're thinking a little bit bigger than that as they fake the handoff. Gabrude's going to be driven backwards. He's got to look. There's a flag on the far side. Throw across the center into the hands of Rubidato, and there's a touchdown, but there is a flag on the far side. Going to bring it on back, and let's see what the officials have to say.
There's something. Normally that you're thinking an illegal formation or not enough men on the line of scrimmage, but the officials talking it over. Let's see what they come up with. As it is, it's an 11-yard touchdown currently. Ineligible receiver downfield.
So they're going to move it back here, and take some time off the clock, but you're still moving backwards, Jeff. Couple penalties, and quite a few penalties have really hurt them tonight.
They have. That is their 9th penalty for 76 yards, Brian.
Wow. And you look on the other side, Century is not doing much better.
Right. Well, but the thing that does is that penalty wipes off 6 points off the scoreboard.
You are correct. Time will be nothing, but points are always good. So as they do bring it back, it's going to bring 2nd and 18. They said 2nd and 23? 27 on here, 2nd and 18. And we're not done with the second down play either.
No, we're not.
Trips on the far side for McMinnville. And Gabrude throws it up here in the end zone for Rubedo. Gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, McMinnville. Gabrude to Rubedo. What a great style. We've seen that throughout the years. Senior to senior. Nice to see it one last time at least before the season's over.
Well, Rubedo used this 6'2" frame, Brian, to just shield the cornerback, kind of like you would playing basketball. Keep him on your backside, pinned to your hip, and a perfect pass from Gage Gabrude of 19 yards for the touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Fantastic play.
Bannister on to kick the extra point. Markham to hold once again. Snap's good. Kick is up, and the kick is good as well. 8:39 left to go in the ball game. McMinnville extends their lead over Century, 27-8. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week, but now we're going to hold it right here as we got a flag over on the far side.
Of course we do.
Of course, as the teams are mixed it up, but looks like that's going to probably stand. Let's see, the officials are talking. There's 2 flags down there now. Both teams are mixing it up. We'll let them discuss it, but our score is 27-8. We'll decipher when we get back. How's that?
Sounds good.
All righty, don't go away. We'll be back with more after this. 1 minute, time out.
It started with 4 friends, 10 days, 1,200 miles, a long, lonely highway to nowhere.
And it looks like it ended with one pretty flat tire. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, we can get you fixed up and back on your road trip in no time. Because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free flat repairs, pre-trip safety checks, and more. Plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Mind blown.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal, we're here for you.
Well, we come back after the break, and the officials are still discussing. I think one of them is under the hood trying to look at the review. I'm not sure, but they are discussing it. It's going to be a personal foul against Century, and then it's the easy way out, call them on both teams, and it'll be pick up the flags and nothing going on. But they are going to call personal foul on both teams, a little bit of squabble afterwards. Coach Smith not happy with it, and rightfully so, I think. But you got to call one way or the other. But the officials are still talking about it, so there could be more ramifications from that as well, as they are still discussing. And it's not one of those things you can go to the film because there really isn't much film to go to. And the officials are going to come over here and let their respective coaches know what's happening.
A little bit of an update. Remember that Jefferson Sanium Christian 2-0 score final?
Yes.
It was a forfeit.
Oh, there you go.
Jefferson forfeited.
There you go. I think I actually did see that now that we talk about it. Now, Coach Hill is talking to the referee, Jerry Robinson, and they're discussing things. And
did they maybe eject a couple players?
There may be a couple players who may be taking an early shower. And they'll discuss that. And this is one of the longest discussions without a replay I've ever seen. And Jeff, we talk about that. We joke about replay. I wouldn't be surprised some days. We do have, people could submit their vines or something so everyone can view them from the booth and hashtag whatever so you can see, hey, who's got the best view in the stadium?
That could be.
We joke about it. It'll probably happen. Somebody will have an app for it. I just lost $1 million right there. As they're going to go over, Coach Hill is he's satisfied with whatever he talked to the official.
Now the thing is, in the high school, are they going to march off the 15 yards each way? I think they do. You watch. Let's see.
Now,
you watch.
They look. Andrew Carr is being talked to.
Ready? Well, here he goes. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to walk 15.
Okay. The ball is sitting where?
It's at the 40. Let's see if he walks it off. There's the 15-yard personal foul. 15-yard personal foul.
And now they're calling a second one on McMinnville. And
he was ejected.
One of the players.
Okay, so
there was a lot going on after that kick there.
That's why McMinnville's kicking off from the 45-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty that counts against Century.
All right, so they are going to put it at the 45. Not that Jacob needs any extra help.
Maybe you do an onside kick here.
And now they are going to figure things out, and I think we've got it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of it's been a crazy night anyway. What more can happen? I say that in jest.
Stop. That's all I'm saying.
8:39 left to go in the ball game, and of course we're going to try to get an update for you here just moments away from Hillsboro High School. Of course, that's the big game that Newburgh trying to make sure their playoff hopes are there. And here is the kick, and the kick is just short of a field goal going through. Wouldn't count, of course, and it goes out, and we've got a little more roughhouse going on down there by both teams. Getting a little chippy down there, both sides, but McMinnville will make Century take the ball at the 20-yard line, leading 27-8 with 8:39 to go in the ball game.
Century's only been able to muster 230 yards of offense in the game, Brian. 71 here in the second half.
Update: Newburgh is on top of Hillsboro now, 24-8. So pretty much assured that McMinnville now will have the play-in game next week. Possibly could be a home game, and we'll keep you updated. You can tune in tomorrow. Dave Adams will pass that along to you as soon as he gets it, I'm sure. So make sure you tune in to KLYC. Here's the snap. Hernandez gets it. It's a low snap, picks it up, and goes forward and makes about 6 or 7 out of nothing there as he gets to the 27-yard line. Nice job there by Hernandez with 8:26 and counting.
Well, he's up to 87 yards on 15 carries. He's done a good job, Brian, running the ball. Not so well passing, 5 of 11. 1 interception.
As the shotgun formation, blitz was shown. They drop back, and it is tipped. Getting his hands up there and knocking the ball down was Colton Height, 6'2". Colton got his hands up there, right place, right time, and just kind of knocked it away where it wasn't nowhere close to anybody except for the turf.
Well, Colton Height had some height there on that play.
Nice. Well played, my friend. 8:09 to go.
It's taking a playbook page out of your playbook.
I sit at home and think about these all day. You know that. I got to do something to keep me busy, right?
That's right.
All right, far side, you've got Castaneda, who really we have not heard from since the first quarter. We've got a flag coming in, whistle stopping the play.
Shocking.
And we have another penalty. Wow, that's surprising. This game has been littered with laundry tonight.
This is going to be the 9th penalty on Century for 75 yards.
Both teams with, no, actually, you're going to add McMinnville with at least 11, right? Or with 10, I believe, after that personal foul.
I show them with 9.
Okay.
Hey, whatever.
Both of them with 9. Whatever. It's right on 18. It's too many for both.
Oh, way too many.
Even with the turf field, those flags are going to have to be laundered. It's just crazy. Trips here on the near side for the Jaguars. Dropping back as Hernandez, looks to the center, throws to the center, has a receiver, and it's overthrown. Incomplete. Pass intended here All right, was that Gutierrez Treat? Yep. Okay, it looks like 1 for me at 1. They got stopped on there. I was thinking it was Kinfield, but it was Gutierrez Treat GT, and GT needed a GT to get to that ball.
Need a little extra boost. You needed a 451 engine block, I'm thinking, to get that one.
That's all I know. All righty, and all I know is 4th down now, 4th and 8. Ball at the 20, I have no idea. Here's the snap. Here is the punt. It's a wobbly kick. It's going to be taken at the 48, and dropping the ball is that Scanlon, and he dropped it, and it's going to go back to Century. Scanlon just misplayed it, and he was rocked as the ball hit him. And good job there on the special teams. Bad job, though, by McMinnville, giving the ball right back to Century, and they'll have it at the 48 of the Grizzlies. It's 7:34 to go in the ball game. Daniel Hernandez was the one who recovered the ball for Century. Hernandez has played a lot tonight and done really well for this Jaguar team. Hernandez, of course, a senior as well. Here comes the other Hernandez, throws it across. It is caught here at about the 25-yard line by Hernandez. He's going to go.
Nope.
He's going to go into the end zone.
Yeah.
And, Jeff, you can explain there's a penalty flag. And if we don't watch out, the Century coaches are going to take this press box down.
Yeah, they are jumping up and down like an earthquake. Brian, it's a good call, actually, because the corner or the wide receiver came back and just led with his head right into the side of the helmet of Scanlon. You can kind of see him kind of coming off the field a little bit nervous. You can't. There's a post in your way. You didn't even see the play, but the guy totally launched himself right into the player with his helmet, and it's going to negate the 48-yard touchdown pass with a personal foul. 2 penalties actually out there. I see 2 flags now they just indicated. So we'll see. We'll sort this one out. And you're right, man. Those coaches are mad next door.
I've felt this press box shake before, but that's close to the most it's ever shaken in a long time. And we've had some interesting coaches in the past. And, well, I think they rank right up there, if not the number 1 at this point. They are not happy. I think it's a lot of frustration throughout the year. 2-16.
Yep.
They've been very frustrated throughout this season. And they are going to move it back big time. Back at the 42-yard line is where they will mark it. And Century will have it once again, first down. 7:23 to go in the ball game. Once again, Jeff, this has been an interesting game.
Yeah. And
we still have 7:23 to go.
What are you going to do, Brian?
I don't know. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. We'll find something. Castaneda is here on the near side. GT also here on the near side. Hernandez, shotgun formation. Bad snap, and then we've got another flag on the far side. And at this rate, I might as well just go to the airport after this game.
Yeah, what time are we supposed to meet in Corvallis tomorrow?
Well, we might as well head up there now after this game. Of course, they are going to call this one against McMinnville. Hey, just a reminder about tomorrow as we speak. Linfield is going to be playing at Lewis and Clark tomorrow. And they are going to be, at home against Lewis and Clark, I should say. It is family weekend this weekend. A game you can hear on AM 1260 KLYC, of course. Pre-game show at 1 o'clock, and then the kickoff and all the action here on KLYC 1260 tomorrow, starting at 1:30 against Lewis and Clark, the Pioneers. 7:22 to go. Low snap once again. Hernandez drops back, throws immediately, has a receiver. Incomplete. Tried to go through it on the far side, and looks like that was Trujillo, and just kind of threw it over his head. And the scary thing about this, Jeff, is there were no flags.
Yeah. That's like, the first play in the last 6?
At least.
Without flags?
And we've had about 8 flags in this fourth quarter as we get back up there. 2nd down and 10 with 7:16 to go now in the ball game. It is 27-8 in favor of McMinnville. 2 receivers on each side for the Jaguars. Hernandez drops back. He tries to fake the throw. He's going to keep it. He's going to keep it going and rolling around. Tries to fake dump it off. Keeps going forward. Goes across 35. Goes inside the 30. Down to the 28-yard line. Nice pickup, about 8.5, almost 9 yards. Going to bring up third down as we get in under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. We're going to place them at the 28-yard line. He has to go to about the 27 for a first down, but a yard short.
Boy, there are some unhappy coaches on the far side at their players as they're yelling at their players to pay attention to what's going on.
Hand off to Rojas, and Rojas goes forward, and it looks like Rojas is going to get a first down and more. He's inside the 31. He has more than enough, gained about 3 yards there, and it's going to be a first down for Century with 6:32 to go in the ball game. Century does trail 27-8. First and 10 now. It's been one of those awkward games, so you're not sure what's going to happen, and anything and everything so far has happened. Two receivers here on the near side. Shotgun formation and throwing across the center, and it is caught by GT. He gets inside the 10-yard line, and they're going to mark him down to the 6-yard line. Gutierrez treats with the reception, and here comes Century with 6:12 and counting. Trying to make it interesting. They are definitely doing that. Hernandez trying to lead the troops. Shotgun formation once again. Pretty much all day. He's going to get it, try to run it himself. Stuff it in the center. He's going to cut to the right, not cut back in the center. And he is taken down. Christian Medina there. Also on the tackle there. Tried to make sure I get it. Of course, I didn't. They don't have that number on the roster, but we'll give it to Garrett Adams. I don't think it was Garrett. It may have been, actually, number 50. 5:43 and counting. Hernandez hands off to GT, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. And I think it was Rubedo. He does Rubedo, and he comes up, and he's grandstanding a little bit at about the 12-yard line. Huge loss.
And it looks like they're going to call a timeout, Brian, as it's going to be a critical 3rd and a goal from the 11, or from the 13.
We'll take the timeout as well. 5:31 left to go in the ball game. Grizzlies 27, Jaguars 8. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week on KLYC McMinnville. Back after this 1-minute break.
High school sports is brought to you by Davison Auto Parts in McMinnville. High school athletes strive to be the best they can be, and so does Davison Auto Parts. Davison Auto Parts, 1717 North Baker Street in McMinnville, takes pride in providing customers with the best quality parts and personal service. As a Napa Auto Parts dealer, Davison Auto Parts has fast access to an inventory of more than 400,000 parts. Davison Auto Parts, Baker Street, McMinnville, a trusted partner in keeping your vehicle safe on the road. There are times you simply need a friend, someone who will stop and listen to your needs. Macy & Sons have been serving families here since 1903, 5 generations of their family taking care of yours. Macy & Sons, in the business of helping people and meeting the individual needs of McMinnville area families, and will continue to do so in the future. So at the time when you need someone who cares, understands, and is there to help, Macy & Sons, serving 9 communities in Yamhill County.
Well, we come back here, and Century's going to go for it on 3rd down and 12. They're going to roll to the right, and they throw for the end zone. Incomplete. Pass intended for the corner of the end zone. It may have been the other Hernandez, and he could not get to it, and that's going to bring up 4th down now, and 12 from the 12-yard line, first and goal. Jeff, you're trailing now 27-8. I think you got to go for it.
You do, Brian, but unfortunately for Century, Hernandez was wide open. He had a step and a half or so on the linebacker trying to cover him out there, but just a little bit of a rush throw by Marcos Hernandez, and the ball was about half a yard in front of his counterpart, Daniel Hernandez.
And it's been a good game plan by Coach McGriven and Hill and all the other coaches to, hey, make the guy throw on the run, and clog up the middle. And that's what they did again, throwing over the far side and incomplete. That pass was about 7 yards outside of the end zone, way outside of the end zone, incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Ball goes back to McMinnville.
So this is going to be some of the worst starting field position tonight for McMinnville, other than when they started on the 16 on their opening drive. And remember what happened there, the safety.
That's right.
So you can't give that up and give any hope to Century. You got to get a sustained drive going here. Get out of your own end zone, and shadow of your own end zone, and get a couple first downs. And
I think the problem with snapping the ball was corrected. by throwing your center or your quarterback right under center.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they've done. And handoff, Gebrud just hands off to Medina, and Medina's just going to stand up and say, "Come on, guys, tackle me. I'm not going down." But on the other hand, he's not going to get very far, if anything. Maybe
like a loss of a yard.
Maybe a loss, exactly. Back to about the 11-yard line. Here's an update from Hillsboro High School. The Spartans are getting beat big by the Newburgh Tigers, 30-8. So the Tigers are going to solidify their playoff spot, number 4 in the Pacific Conference. So they will be going to the playoffs and getting a week off next week. And handoff and a little misdirection. That was Went, and he went a little bit, as we've said a couple times tonight. Short gain of about a yard for Went. Going to bring up 3rd down and 9. So congratulations to the Tigers for getting a playoff spot, which a lot of people would be shocked at.
Yes, they would. If you told me at the beginning of the year McMinnville was the one with the playing game and Newburgh was the one with the playoff game, I would have thought you were not accurate.
I would agree with that. And remember, McMinnville beat Newburgh in the regular season. So the Pacific Conference, up to top to bottom, very close. Well, I say from 2, 3, well, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on. Top 1 or 2, not that close. As we've got
delay of game.
Well, took off some time. That makes it exactly 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. McMinnville lead 27-8. So it means McMinnville will have a play-in game next week. Of course, Dayton, they're struggling themselves tonight. The Sheridan 7-6 last score we had. They have one more game in the regular season in the 3A division. McMinnville will have a play-in game next week, and we'll bring you all the action here in KLYC. If you want to be a part of this, you can definitely call the radio station and talk to Dave Adams, 543-472-1260 for advertising information, as we have a misdirection handoff and really going nowhere, Jeff, except backwards, and that's going to bring up 4th down for McMinnville. And, of course, after the McMinnville games in Newburgh and all the playoff stuff, hopefully they continue to go on for a ways. You've also got Dayton. You got Amity. You've got Sheridan, Willamina, and you look at it, Dayton and Amity, once again, doing pretty well. Dayton doing really well, undefeated going into tonight's game. We'll see how they can come out with a victory there. But you've got a lot of good football left and a lot of good opportunities for advertising on KLYC. You can call Dave Adams, as I said, 503-472-1260. And I want to remind you that we have games next week, and we will tell you as soon as we know. We'll probably find out tomorrow is what the word is, when and where the game will be. We're assuming it could be a home game here. We don't know for sure. It just depends on how they stack it up, and with a win here tonight, get them into that 5th spot. It could be a home game for the Grizzlies, and wherever it is, we'll bring you all the action. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quick punt, and it's going to be an awkward punt, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. And depends where they spot it. Let's make it the 27. Can't tell if the team right there. Not a good job there by Gebrud. He just got rid of it, Jeff, and with 3:52 to go, not much you could do.
Well, when you're standing in the back of your end zone, Brian, and they're coming to rush and block it, 22 yards on the punt probably is a pretty good punt because he didn't get the punt blocked and didn't give up any points.
Yeah, the ball is going to be at the 22-yard line, and that's where they will put it. 22-yard punt there, 3:52 to go. If you're Century, you're going to try to make something happen. And rolling out to the right, looking, throws across the center, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. Good job there defensively. 2 guys knocking down the receiver. Scanlon was there, Rubedo was there, and we got another flag, Jeff.
Well, right in the middle of the field, chop block against the Century Jaguars. It's just how amazing how discombobulated this half of football has been. About every other play has been a penalty, it seems like.
And they're going to walk it off once again. It is a chop block, as Jeff said. The stats man right once again, and they move it all the way back. And it's going to be at about the 43-yard line.
11 penalties now. And I believe that's a 15-yarder, so that's going to move them way back to the 44-yard line. That's not good.
3:45 left to go in the ball game.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I know. I was just kind of curious, making sure you were still there. They kind of lulled everybody to sleep here in the stadium, too. I went down there at halftime, and it was just kind of like, wow, this is the best thing. This is the thriller. But this defense has been playing pretty well. Here we go. Hand off to Gutierrez, and he goes forward, and he's going to be flung down. Gutierrez treat, and he is going to be flung down hard. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Kind of bent his head backwards a little bit. The tough one there. And,
he's a weird tackle.
It was. He gets up and just kind of shaking his head, and the official's going to give him a towel to walk off. And he's hurting a little bit, and over on the far side, he's going to walk off, and hopefully he's going to be okay. But it was a kind of a tackle throwdown at the same time, just kind of landed funny, and they're going to look at him hopefully. He is. Got the trainer over there talking. A bad snap and picking up the ball. It's Hernandez. He's going to go. He's going to be flushed out, flushed the wrong way. Still going to look. Still going to look. He's going to turn around, try to make something happen. Looks like Michael Vick on there. He's going to direct traffic. He's going to throw. Incomplete. Had nowhere to go. You have Medina back there playing kind of in a linebacker position, more of a safety position. You don't want that to happen, but he was staying with his guy. The ball was just overthrown. I think it was intended for the other Hernandez. Incomplete with 2:46 to go. Crazy.
That was awesome, though. Reminded me a little bit of Fran Tarkenton.
Well, yeah. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Just need some snow and everything else, and ice cold here.
Yeah, need some Chuck Foreman, Sammy Smith out there.
You're dating yourself now.
Yeah, I know.
You're dating yourself big time. And now they're trying to figure out who to come out here. They're going to send 2 players out, and now they're going to take one of them back. Just a lot of miscommunication on the sideline there by Century. Here we go. Once again, Hernandez is back, and then we have got a delay of game, and it's going to go against Century once again. 2:46 left to go in this interesting ball game. It is 27-8. McMinnville is in the lead, and it's just one of those ones that you're not sure where Century is, but they've got 8 points on the board. Just a reminder, the play-in game next week, and we'll have all the action here on AM 1260 KLYC. Newburgh will get a little vacay and not have to play until the 2 weeks from now.
Vacay.
3rd and 33. Like that? Vacay?
Yeah.
Vacation. 3rd and 33, and they're going to go back and looking double pump, throws over there, drops it off. Going to go into the hands of Rojas. He's going to get across the 50, the 40, inside the 30-yard line. Going to get back to the original, close to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to mark them, let's see, about the 30-yard line. Oh, no, actually, good spot, the 28-yard line, and then driven backwards out of bounds. And that's a typical bend, not break move right there, Jeff.
Well, but the thing is, it brings up 4th and, 11, which is way easier than, say, 4th and 20-something. It was a 22-yard pass play on the play. So you give yourself a little bit better chance here to make it anyways. Of course, there'll be a penalty here, I'm sure.
Approaching the 2-minute mark, and Hernandez draws back. He throws. It's incomplete. Pass intended for Cantandela, and they will now turn over the ball on downs, and McMinnville will take it at their own 28 with 1:57 to go in the ball game, leading 27-8 over Century. Tomorrow, just a reminder, Linfield College football here at 1:30. 1 o'clock for the pregame show. You can hear all the action here on KLYC. And the Wildcats have just finished their 58th consecutive winning season. Tops in the nation.
Wow.
All levels.
All levels.
Just like to say that.
Was that the Carpenter twins? I got it right.
There you go. You did. You did. We'll talk about that here in just a second.
Johnson brothers?
No, Carpenter twins. You were right. Okay. Handoff goes. Looks like that was... Is that Scanlon with the run? It is. He gets here a couple yards. There was a point back in 87. I remember the Grizzlies losing 3 in a row, maybe 4 in a row. The Wildcats, excuse me. And they had to win 5 or last like 4 or 5 games in a row to keep that streak going. And they did. Nice. I remember I think it was my first year there that getting a little nervous. They're going, But they kept that streak going. And still goes today, 58 years and counting. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play for McMinnville, just trying to run some time off now, getting some new guys into the backfield. Here's a handoff going to Eric Rodriguez. The senior gets a run to the right side, gets a couple yards to about the 31-yard line. Nice to see Coach putting some other players in there. Also in there is Walter Stahl for McMinnville. And just kind of getting some of the seniors a little bit of work here, which is Coach Hill doing a good job of doing that. Walter Stahl, the 6'3", 180-pound junior here on the near side. See if they maybe try to exploit this. Century trying to show blitz. We've got movement. Nothing there. Went in motion. Blitz being shown. They pitch it. Goes over to Silver. And, Scanlon. Scanlon is going to be stopped big time in the backfield. And really, Jeff, with time off the clock, you know you're going to run that. They know you're going to do that, so they can key in on it. It is a loss of a few yards. They're going to bring it fourth down, but that will be the final play of the game, it looks like. And what an interesting game it has been. Final score going to be McMinnville 27 and Century 8. The Grizzlies come up with a victory. That puts them at 3-4 on the season. Century goes down to 2-5. And it was a good season, unfortunately, for McMinnville, that Newburgh wins today. Because of that win, Newburgh will be that fourth-place team in the playoffs. The Grizzlies will be playing in the play-in game on next Saturday or next Friday, and you can hear all the action here on AM 1260 KLYC. Jeff, your thoughts on this ball game before we take a quick break?
Well, sloppy is what my first thought comes to mind, Brian, for both teams. Other than some good passing numbers by Gage Gabrud, really, there was not a lot to be excited about for Century or McMinnville. Way too many penalties, 11 for each team, and that really, for both teams, stalled some drives, took you out of your game plan. Gage Gabrud did have a good game passing, 16 of 21 for 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But to be honest with you, Brian, sloppy football tonight by both teams.
You are, pretty much reading my mind right now. But we've got another game to talk about. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. So we're going to run down some final scores. We've got the Stats Man and the Stats coming up here just moments away. Our final score, McMinnville 27, Century 8. You're listening to the KLYC Game of the Week. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
If you're involved in a vehicle crash, you need to take your car or light truck to a repair center that will fix it right the first time. The philosophy of J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center in McMinnville is relax. We'll take it from here. Roger Fowler stands by his crew's reputation. J&W CarStar Collision Repair Center, 1100 Northeast Lafayette in McMinnville. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local. Locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.
It will be an arduous journey of epic proportions, venturing out into the great unknown, exposed to the rugged, unforgiving elements, struggling for survival when...
So, you're going car camping for the weekend. Here at Les Schwab, we can get you travel ready in no time. That's because every tire we sell comes with lifetime protection, including free pre-trip safety checks and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
I could hug you.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
What are you saving for? It's a good question because big dreams are financed by smart savings, and there's no better time to start saving than when you're young. That's why First Federal waives monthly service fees and minimum balance requirements for account holders under 18 years of age. So skip or run to First Federal because your big dreams of tomorrow really do start with saving today. Your friends at First Federal are ready to help you invest in your tomorrows. First Federal, we're here for you.
As we come back here, our final score was 27-8 in favor of the McMinnville Grizzlies as they come up victorious over the Century Jaguars. And, of course, a game that we all have been looking at all night long, Jeff, is that Hillsborough game as they are in Newburgh is winning now 37-8 over Hillsboro. So the Grizzlies will be the fifth-place team in the Pacific Conference, which means a play-in game, which means they will be playing, we're hoping, here at home next week. But you can tune in to KLYC, and we will let you know this weekend, hopefully, that we'll find out, and we'll pass that along for you and let you know where and when. But you can catch all the action here on AM 1260 KLYC and also KLYC.us and OregonPulse.com. Jeff, final stats in this ball game.
Well, tonight, Brian, Gage Gabrud did an excellent job of passing. As I mentioned earlier, 16 of 21, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Zach Silver had 95 yards receiving on 7 receptions. Grant Rubidoux had 4 receiving receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. Gage Gabrud carried the ball 10 times for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. Tanner Scannion, 13 carries, 54 yards and a touchdown. And let's see, Zach Silver, 4 carries tonight, 29 yards and a touchdown. 11 penalties, way too many, 86 yards, 16 first downs in that game for McMinnville. Did a good job of some ball control. Finished the game with 365 yards, 232 through the air, and 133 on the ground. On the other side of the ball, Century was led by Marcus Hernandez at quarterback. He finished 7 of 20, 1 interception, had 120 yards, no touchdown passes tonight. He also carried the ball for 17 carries for 99 yards, 1 yard short of a 100-yard night tonight. Oscar Rojas had 9 carries for 21 yards, and Christian Gutierrez Treat, or GT as you like to call him, 28 yards on 7 carries. Receiving the ball, Christian Gutierrez Treat had 2 receptions for 64 yards. Daniel Hernandez, 3 receptions for 28. Oscar Rojas, 1 for 22. And Zach Allen early in the ballgame for 6. They too had 11 penalties for 95 yards, 14 first downs. And Century could only muster 283 total yards, 120 through the air, 163 on the ground. And like I mentioned, Brian, just too sloppy, especially this time of the year when you should have all those mental-type penalties out of your system. Shouldn't be any offsides, shouldn't be any false starts, illegal formations, things like that. And then, of course, we had a couple of penalties where there were some personal foul-type issues out there tonight, too.
And that's a huge thing. And you get that, it sputters your offense, sputters your defense, and really sometimes sputters the whole game.
It does.
Well, Jeff, you've got a Grizzly team now who they didn't make the playoffs, but as a lot of people will say, it's everybody makes the playoffs.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, play-in game is what we call it. And so McMinnville now will be playing next week, and you can hear all the action here on KLYC. You can also listen on KLYC.us, and also check us out on OregonPulse.com. Final scores. Let's run down them one last time because we've got a week to get ready for the big time now. It's win or lose. It's win or you're out starting next week. And let's go through the scores. Aloha on top of Southridge now at Southridge. Actually, Southridge on top of Aloha now, 29-24. Jesuit all over Beaverton, 49-14. Of course, some of these aren't final yet. Crater losing to South Medford, 24-13. No score from Reynolds and Barlow. And it's McNary, West Salem, Jeff, tied at 35.
Yeah, we have that going into the fourth quarter. Clackamas all over. Clackamas ahead of Canby. That could be a final. It's going to be close, 42-41. Centennial 14, Central Catholic 42. No score from Gresham or David Douglas. Westview trailing and losing to Sunset 19-42. And Roseburg had to travel to North Medford. Right now, it looks like if that's final, it's 14-10 in favor of North Medford.
Wow, that's a huge one. Lincoln, they are on top of Grant, 22-21. It's, well, you probably have a better score than this.
34-6 Sprague over McKay, and that's final. That's
huge. You got, of course, the Newburgh, Hillsboro score, still 37-8 last we heard. And, of course, Lake Ridge is on top of West Lynn, 21-20.
Tualatin all over Glencoe, 24-3. Thurston ahead of South Eugene, 20-7. Grants Pass trailing Sheldon, 38-17. Oregon City, 21. Lake Otsego, 17. North Salem now trailing South Salem, 24-20 in the fourth quarter. And we do not have a score from the Tigard Forest Grove game.
All righty. Our final score here was McMinnville 27 and Century 8. And now we wait, and we wait to the seedings, and we wait to see what happens. Of course, another score, Newburgh 37, Hillsborough 8. And so Hillsborough, they'll be waiting as well. Newburgh gets the week off. So McMinnville plays next week in the play-in game. Just a reminder that we have Linfield football action tomorrow, and that game is a 1:30 kickoff at Maxwell Field. It is Lewis and Clark coming to town with the Newfoundland puppy as their mascot, the Pioneers, and that'll be interesting. It is family weekend at the Linfield, so it should be a fun night and fun day in McMinnville and Yamhill County all around. Dayton, we don't have a final score on that, but Dayton was in a battle against Sheridan last we heard, so we'll keep you updated on that as well. I want to thank Richard and Dave back at Command Central, and Jeff, another great job, the stats man, and we will see you next week here on AM 1260 KLYC. For everybody here at KLYC, good night, everybody.
Golden Valley Restaurant and Brewery is celebrating 20 years of serving you the best times and locally produced food in Yamhill County. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub at 980 Northeast 4th Street in McMinnville is local, locally brewed refreshment, fresh local produce. Steak specials every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Golden Valley Restaurant and Brew Pub opens daily at 11, open till 9 p.m. Sunday, and most weekdays open till 10 Friday and Saturday. And they say go McMinnville and Newburgh High School.